of it and how it all happened too.
Yeah, same.
Yeah,
It was awesome.
Yeah, I haven't watched it. I've got it on my watch list to go. I haven't actually seen it yet. But we are live, ladies and germs. We are here back on Twitch. And welcome back for the next episode of Paradym's Bold. Welcome back to the players. We are one player short, unfortunately. Neon, aka Aslan, unfortunately cannot make it. He's been called into work. Had one of his co-workers had a death in the family. He's been called into cover. So Aslan will not be able to make it, but he will remain for the remainder of this episode, and I will endeavour to play his character to the best of my ability and hopefully not get him killed.
Ooh, kidding.
So, well, I hope not. And Gillian has returned. And again, thank you to the players last episode for bringing his character along and keeping him with the group. Definitely helped the flow of the story, which was pretty cool.
I was so looking to see Namaris throwing him into wherever we're going.
Well, it could possibly happen.
To look at now.
She could throw anyone in the pit. I mean, who knows? Right, without further ado, though, we will get into the story, and I'll just run through our quick recap, and before we head back into the realms of Dungeons and Dragons. After waking up at the Squirrel and Hydra, the team discussed the best course of action, setting out to Riley. After some discussion, it was decided that they would go see Thorfy, not Riley, go to the realm of Riley. Some discussions, it was decided to go see Thorfy and teleport to Paradym, the closest town to the abandoned keep. Upon arriving at the Arcanus, Thorfy was asked about dragons and offered the group some advice and insight into the slaying of a dragon, even one as young as a dragonling they'd been contracted to kill. Also, secured one of the teleportation circles for their travel. Namaris then pulled Thorfy aside and inquired about her dream, about how much he knew about her past. He confessed that he did and gave her as much information as he possibly could. Before leaving, you return to the inn. You collect the then awakened Gillian, and Namaris received a writ to possibly procure horses in Paradym, and then you teleported for the first time to the town of Paradym. Most of you travelled without too many hassles. You were a little bit woozy after the teleport, but for the first time teleportation, you did pretty well. Once there, you were greeted by Enwell, an elven sorcerer and steward to the guild house, where you purchased some supplies for your journey, then proceeded to the nearest and only inn, the Cracked Mug. From there, you decided to try and get some horses. After a bit of discussion again, decided to make the journey on foot. You spent the evening on the edge of the Weirwood Forest during the night, which Aslan had seen a dragon shape flying around in the distance in the direction of the keep. Still unsure of what colour, whether it was blue or black. In the morning, you set out towards the keep. You reached the keep about mid-afternoon, and after some poking around investigations, discovered several kobold tracks. You entered the abandoned keep, or so you were told that it was abandoned. You investigated further, finding an empty dining hall, office, small kitchen, a narrow hall that led to some stairs, large statue. You stumbled across a couple of potentially deadly traps. One which was disarmed, both actually disarmed by your resident rogue, Alessandros. And this is where we pick up episode 6 of Paradym Bold. So, we find our team in the hallway of the abandoned keep. You came through the dining hall, you investigated, you found that it had been recently used. Not much remained. There was some raw and festering meats. You found a large statue in the hallway. You found a pitfall trap. You also discovered a spare trap, which were both have been disarmed. And where we left off, you were all essentially still in that hallway, completing your investigations. And this is where we'll pick up.
This was the door on the long wall, correct?
This is the door at the rear of the dining hall. Was a small door, which everyone, Namaris tried to break down to no avail.
Okay, yep, I know which one it is then.
Hang on, I thought I was at the stairs already.
You are at the stairs. Namaris was positioned at the stairwell. You hadn't descended, but you were at the stairwell. Het and Azalan were still inspecting the statue, and Alessandrus had just revealed the pitfall trap directly in front of the statue. Gillian, you were standing towards the back of the group, still at the doorway.
Okay.
All right, what is our plan of attack then?
I want to go upstairs.
I thought it was downstairs.
It's downstairs.
I want to go downstairs. Up, down, left, right. You know, I can't get it right tonight.
Carefully tracing our steps over to Namaris. Can we hear anything from down the stairway?
Make a perception check, please.
Percepticon.
Actually, everyone roll a perception check. I mean, as I'd assume, as a group, you're going to collectively move towards the stairwell, getting ready to descend to the next level. So everyone make a perception check. I'll roll one
catch up
for.
to the group in essence.
Yeah, you essentially you're there. I'll just roll one for
11.
Azulan.
I'm remembering to use my passive
Right.
perception.
Yeah, so use your passive if your roll is lower than your passive. 10. Aslan rolled a 16.
16.
13 for Het.
And 11 for me.
11. So everyone, yeah. So you're all over 10, so that's fine. As you listen to at the top of the stairwell, you hear that breeze from the abandoned keep. It's airy. It's been open, so there's wind. There's a slight breeze blowing outside, so you can hear that sort of hollow sort of wind sound coming sort of up the stairs. You listen a little bit. You can hear faint noises down the stairs. You're not quite sure what they are. It could be someone or something moving around. It could be just the wind, but you can hear something. You're just not quite sure what it is.
Are there any mice around?
Any mice? Not that you can see.
Bugger.
Question, DM.
Yes.
What is roughly the time that we're do we see daylight coming through the walls?
By this time, you arrived at the keep about mid-afternoon, so we were looking about 3:30, 4 o'clock. So by the time you guys had investigated this first area, I would say it would have taken you maybe about an hour and a half tops to sort of investigate the top section or the first level of this keep. So you probably look going on heading towards dusk, so there would be some daylight coming through cracks and
So
broken
we're
parts.
mid-sunset.
I would say so, yeah.
Okay, cool.
So it's not dark. The hallway is dimly lit.
Okay. I was just kind of curious.
Yeah. So there is torches, but they're not roaring torches. They're very crudely made, and ones that were existing there have sort of been retrofitted just to take a bit of a flame, just so enough to light the way, but nothing more than that. It's not bright light. It's a dim dim light.
Cool.
Well, Namaris, are you going to lead the way?
I don't see why not.
I think it's safer if you do, and maybe not me.
I think you're right there, Het. Let's just you hang behind me, and I'll just quietly sneak down these stairs about as quietly as I can. She probably trips over.
If I may, since I can see in the dark, if it is dark down there, I'll stay behind you, Namaris. Just behind you.
That's fine.
So Namaris, you're going to proceed.
I am indeed.
Remember, you don't have dark vision as well. So the stairwell it's not dark, but there's no light. It's a spiral staircase.
I do, however, have a torch.
It almost imagine like a well, like a water well, a quite large well, and it spirals essentially down. It smells damp and musty. Obviously, the place is not being regularly used in that sense by humans, so no one's been cleaning anything or anything like that. So As you proceed
Well-
down the spiral staircase, you've got a torch, you said? You got it lit?
I've lit my torch and
Okay.
I'm just kind of munching on a mushroom as I go down the stairs.
No worries. As you
I'm gonna have
as
my
you descend
bow
the
ready.
stairs, no worries. As you descend the stairs, you sort of go down. The staircase is a lot bigger than you expected. You expected to maybe go around 1 or 2 corners and be at the bottom, but you go around your first corner, and as you go around, it spirals downwards. The second corner, you still hear those faint sounds. You come down now around a third bend. Still nothing. It seems to be getting darker, but with your torch, obviously, you can see reasonably well. You notice an unlit torch as you come down around that third bend.
Shall I? I think we might light it as I go past if I can.
You can
My
if
torch.
you wish. Yes.
I'll do that if I see them as I go down the stairs.
Okay.
Evil.
Yes.
I would like to hold on. I have to check. I have 3 spell slots. I would like to use my primeval awareness at this point to see if the dragon is here, and it works for up to a mile.
But you have to be in
Within
the
a mile.
forest, I think.
No, it's as an action you can expend 1 ranger spell slot, 1 minute per level of spell slot to sense whether any aberrations, celestials, dragons, elementals, fae,
yes.
fiends, or undead are present within 1 mile of you.
Yeah, it
So
ups
as
the
we're
odds
like
to
walking
defeat
down, I'm
us.
gonna like
Yeah.
focus and kind of like check if there's a dragon within a mile.
You do sense a dragon.
Okay, and I'm gonna.
You do not sense. Are you specifically focusing on a dragon?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, you definitely sense a dragon presence. You actually sense 2.
Okay.
Het! That might be you, my dear.
It is quite possible.
Yeah, you are. You're getting a distinct distinct sense of 2. One, obviously behind you, and one below you. Like you can't pinpoint exactly where it is.
Thank
but
you for the extra information. It tells me I don't get the location or number, but
Well, you don't. You don't
I was
know.
about to inform him of that.
Yeah, I mean, you don't know where the dragon sense is. Okay, there's definitely a dragon sense, but as a general rule, you'd be picking up het all the time, and you should know that anyway.
right. I mean that I'd kind of normally.
But yes, you do sense a dragon.
Okay. There is a dragon here, like for sure.
I know, he's right behind me.
That was my fuck up. Sorry, I should have read that better. Anywho,
That's all good.
Neymaris, you light the wall sconce as you come down that third bend. You then proceed down and around a fourth bend, and you reach the bottom.
Am I seeing any rats or mice or anything like that?
No, you are not.
Okay, well
So-
I just kind of had a looky
Yeah,
around.
so
What
at
can
the
I see?
bottom, you reach the bottom there, and what you see at the bottom is you reach the bottom step, and there's a short corridor, and it turns to your right about 20 feet in front of you. Again, one small torch that is lit on the left-hand wall. Again, dimly lit, so you can see to the end of the corridor, but it's dim. You sort of, because you don't have dark vision, you kind of have to strain a little bit to see in this light. Those of you with dark vision, no problem. You can generally see reasonably well.
Yep.
But
Is there enough
Then-
light for me to turn my torch off?
Yes, it would be.
All right. Well, I'm gonna. Put that away.
Het, where would you be in accordance to where I am in position in like our walking order? Would you be like 3rd or 4th?
Preferably at the rear.
Okay, so Aslan or
Aslan,
would be closer.
Aslan is following pretty much behind you. Like he's quite
I'm
happy
good-
to
I'm-
follow
I'm-
behind.
Aslan, quick question. Do you know if
Yes.
dragons are more easily attacked with a certain type of damage, like bludgeoning, piercing, slashing? Do you know anything of that? I know you.
You
read
guys
in
would know
books
that
and such.
that dependent on the dragon's color, they are resistant to specific damages.
Okay.
Again, if you guys took notes, you know you're dealing with either a blue or a black.
Yep.
You know that the black does, and I can't remember this because I don't remember my notes.
I'm just
No
curious.
electric?
I will tell you in one moment. Black
I
dragons.
believe it's acid, isn't it?
Yes, acid damage. Yeah, so acid, you know the black dragons is acid breath, and blue dragons is lightning breath, I believe.
I cannot recall blue.
I'm going as we reach the bottom. I'm going to pull out this rotting bear hide and just throw it to the side.
Oh, that's right. You still have that. Yeah, that'd be pretty fucking stinky by now.
Yeah, I just like ripped it out and threw it on the ground.
I was
Like a
wondering
carpet.
when you were going to get rid of that.
I don't want.
Yeah,
to
so you know, so you know that the blue dragon has a lightning breath. At the as a wormling, they don't have the same resistances as the elder dragons, but they do have immunities to their own breath. So the blue has immunity to lightning, and the black has immunity to acid.
I just wanted to check on that.
Yeah, you got Aslan. Yeah, Aslan said, it is true that the blue and the black, they both have resistances to their own breath damage, but that's about it. They're young. They're not fully developed, so they haven't developed their legendary resistances or any kind of legendary attacks. They're still a formidable opponent, but we should fear.
My God, Aslan, that's the most you've ever spoken in the whole time I've known.
Thank you, Aslan.
That's good because I know about dragons.
I'm just looking at Gillian going, what the hell were you doing carrying that thing for so long? I'm just...
as Gillian sort of grabs this thing as a packet and it goes sploosh down on the ground, and it started to decay, and it's starting to fall apart a little bit. It stinks. It stinks.
He puts his hand on Gillian's shoulder and says, No, you can't bait them.
Hold on. Okay, where is it? What is 7 for con save for when I pulled it out and I got sick? Like me against puking.
No, you don't do that. It just stinks. only I decide whether you make any saves, bitch.
It's great though.
It would be funny, but
smack him in the arm and go, what the hell, man? What are you doing?
I was so tired I forgot. I'm sorry.
Perfectly good waste of food, if you ask me.
Well, it's just the pelt. It's just the pelt. There's no meat. Well, there is probably meat still on it, but it's pretty gross.
Anyway.
Shall we carry on, boys?
We're at the bottom of this corridor, and I feel like after the last one with those traps, Ellie, do you feel like maybe having a check so our friend Neymaris doesn't run headlong into something spiky or damagey?
Possibly a good idea, yeah.
I believe that's one of your best skills for our group so far.
Alright, checking for traps.
Right, Alessandros moves to the front. Roll a investigation check for me, please.
Dirty 19.
Dirty 19. As you move forward, inspecting the floor for pressure plates and tripwires, generally the traps that you would associate with kobolds, having dealt with them before, you find nothing. No traps. No tripwires. Everything seems legit. How far do you want to go forward? Right to the corner?
All the way.
Yeah.
All the way to the corner.
As you get to the corner...
How far's the corner, DM?
About 20 feet. So it's not that far. 20, 30 feet.
It will stay back 10 feet from the main group.
Okay. So as you reach the corner, you peer around, and on the wall, on the right-hand wall this time, you see another sconce dimly lit, sort of flickering in the darkness there, and another 20 to 30 feet down that corridor, another straight corridor, and it leads to a single door which is closed.
I'll wander down to the door.
Wander down to the
check
door?
for traps on.
Yeah, well, with your dirty 19, you continue your investigation to the all the way to the doorway, and you find no traps.
Okay, I check which way the door opens now.
The door opens inward.
Cool.
The door opens inward towards you.
What you do?
Gillian's gonna put his ear up against the door
Okay.
And listen.
Roll a perception check, please.
Perception. It is a dirty 20.
Dirty 20. So, as you lean against the door and you press your ear against the door, you can hear movement. It's very faint. It doesn't sound too large. You don't hear any kind of talking or anything like that, but you hear faint footsteps.
Allie, the kobolds are in here.
I swear to God, you just said her balls are in that.
The kobolds are in here.
Right. Just like I'm looking at Ellie going, does she have balls? You just lift out your skirt, love?
Oh, shit.
Oh, jeez.
Wow. Awesome.
Oh, this is what I get for role playing.
That's well done.
I'm sorry.
Carry on.
So,
He pulls up to the group from his rear position and says, all right. He whispers this as best he can. All right. How are we going through the door? Left to right? Storming? What's the plan?
well, we could always
Well.
do a surprise attack and get Namaris to.
I could go running at it if you like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My axe wielded.
If Namaris goes running in and I shoot an arrow as she goes charging, it'd throw them all off.
Depends on if you hit me or not, I suppose.
And all depends
I'm
on
a
where
better archer than that.
Mm-hmm.
Time
I
will
mean,
tell.
you meant to be my friend, or you might die.
I've
I
heard
don't
that
mind.
before.
Well, if Gillian does accidentally hit Namaris can
Wait,
get
just,
aggro.
she might.
It's true. There you go.
I might just open the door carefully. I've got my great axe out
Okay.
ready.
So you're ready to
I'm
go?
gonna
Wait,
check.
Damaris.
Yes.
Wait. Head
Sorry.
puts his hand on her shoulder and says, search and seek and destroy. And he casts bardic inspiration on her.
Awesome.
So you get your D6 to add to in the next 10 minutes any attack or saving roll you need.
Thank you.
So make note of that. You've got bardic inspiration for the next 10 minutes.
And as Namaris opens this door, I'm gonna be ready with my bow, arrow knocked.
Yeah, so it's a single door. So with the size of Namaris, you'd only be able to fit through her on her own. You won't be able to go through the door together. So it'll be one person at a time.
Right. Yep.
It's just a regular doorway. You're not going to get two people sort of squeezing through.
Right.
Oh,
So
what
you're
cowboy
gonna open the door.
I'm gonna open the door carefully with
Carefully.
my right hand.
Yep.
And I've got my great axe in my left hand.
Okay. So
And I'm ready, just in case.
So how are you gonna open the door?
I'm gonna
What's up, Reaper?
barge it open.
But
like,
really,
I wanna
you're
surprise
gonna pull it
anything.
open and just charge into the hallway.
She's attempting to rip the hinges off, I'm guessing.
Well, it
Pretty
opens
much.
inwards, so you can't rip the hinges off.
I'm just gonna barge through that door with, thinking, heck, if there's anything in there, I'm just gonna give it a.
Okay, so as you open the door and you charge into the hallway, looking left and right as you go through, and to your left, your immediate left, standing right in front of you, is a kobold warrior.
Luckily, I've got my bloody axe in that arm, then, eh?
It has its back to you, but because you sort of charged in the hallway, it sort of spins on its heel, sort of looking to see what the noise was, and literally you're face to face with a kobold. What do you do?
I swing my axe to its throat, just stopping short.
Roll a d20 for me, just quickly.
Anything? 16.
16. Okay, so you did outroll me, so you do get that initial attack. So you roll to attack, and roll for damage.
I'm just gonna use my bardic inspiration for that now.
Yeah, roll your d6.
Good choice.
that's a 12 to attack.
12 to hit. You're so lucky. That's its AC. You hit it.
Oh,
So roll for
jeez.
damage.
I got 8.
Yeah, and explain how you kill this poor unsuspecting kobold who was minding his own business, just wandering the hallway on guard duty.
Well, I actually didn't mean to kill him. I only meant to like stop short.
She
at
did
his
say
neck
she was
and
going to
say-
swing and stop at his neck.
and
I'll
say
stop at his neck.
what goes there, but
No, well,
unfortunately,
unfortunately,
I tripped.
you
and
doubled his
took
HP. So, I mean, if
I-
you want to
I
make,
slipped
hang,
and took his head off. I'm sorry.
if you want to make it a non-lethal blow, you can. If you want to hit him with the flat of your axe, that's up to you.
Not poor little
It would
bastard,
knock him completely unconscious.
There's no point. I'll just kill him.
He's going to kill him.
Yep. I'll
Okay, so you just lop
accidentally
it. So you just lop his head off.
And I look at the party and go, "Whoops! I didn't mean to do that."
As you swing, you just come charging through the door. You look and you just swing both hands, and straight through the poor kobold's neck. And his head just pops off like a cue ball and sort of bounces across the floor. As that happens, a second kobold at the probably 20 or 30 feet further down the corridor turns and just charges at you, screaming.
I'm
like
stepping through the doorway at this point.
And he's got a sword raised, he's got a little buckler shield, and he's just charging at you.
I look at him and go, "Really, really? You really think
It's
that that's
alright,
going to happen
we're
today,
trying
my
to save
friend?"
anyway.
And I'm stepping in next
Stepping
to
in?
Namaris
Yep.
at this point. Ready, bow arrow, like I'm pulling back because I hear this.
Okay.
I'm just about to grab this guy by the throat.
He's
after
30
that.
feet away from you, so you can't grab anything.
Oh, I thought he was running at me.
He's just started running at you.
Okay, well then, if he gets any closer, I'll be grabbing him by the throat.
So, Gillian, are you wanting to take a shot at this kobold?
Yes.
Because as you step in, you would see this. You would see, just
Yes.
past Namaris, you see the kobold running down the corridor at you. So make a roll to attack.
Dirty 21.
That
Yeah.
hits. And
Yeah.
damage.
Just gonna take my.
And damage. Where's my D8? There it is. It is 7. So 10
7?
damage.
Yep, that...
It was 10 total.
10 total? Yeah, explain the demise of this poor creature.
I'm gonna shoot him right in the groin and
The
take
groin.
him off his feet, just like flat, and he's gonna hit the ground, and the arrow's just gonna like just plow up through the fletchings into his groin. It's gonna be great.
Yeah, okay. As you sort of step in and you draw back and you let your arrow loose, and strikes him right just above the pubic bone, and buries completely up to the fletching, as like it would be protruding out his butt at this point. And he just takes clean off his feet and he drops back about 5 or 6 feet, sort of skidding half on his side, and he's dead. That was pretty much the only 2 guards in this hallway. They didn't even make a sound apart from the scream from the second one, and nothing seems to be alerted. You don't hear any other noises.
Good job.
You don't hear any alarms being sounded at this stage.
I'm a little bit
So,
upset.
as-
I didn't mean to kill that fella. I was gonna ask him where do we go to find his bloody creature that we're looking.
So as you're looking down the hallway towards these creatures, you notice a series of cells on the left-hand side. Looks like probably 3 cells. The corridor ends. It's reasonably well lit. It's not bright, but it's not dark. The corridor is about 60 feet long and has 3 cells on the left-hand side. If you turn back to your right, or right directly in front of you, we came in the door, is another single doorway. If you turn to your right, another corridor, dimly lit. Another probably 30 or so feet is another single door.
There's many choices.
Can we see anything in the cells?
Well, you'd have to go down there, wouldn't you?
Or can we go up and put the cells?
Question: is my arrow salvageable?
It would be, well...
I'd go no.
I'm leaving this up to you. I'm not.
Roll an investigation. If you're going to walk down there, roll an investigation check to see,
Yeah,
to
I'm
see
gonna walk
if
up
it
to
is
it.
salvageable. Yeah.
No, that one.
That one?
Well, it's
Yeah,
actually my passive. It'd be a 10.
So yeah, but you still
Yeah,
rolled a
with
nat one,
passive.
so nat ones
Yeah.
count. You roll a nat one. You look. You sort of look down and you go to grab it, and you go to pull it. It's fairly well stuck in there. I don't think you're going to get it out. It looks like it might have pierced bone. You look at the shaft through the other side, and it's fairly well fucked. It's it's not salvageable, unfortunately. You might be able to salvage the arrowhead, maybe, but the shaft
Can
in
I
it is pretty well
attempt
screwed.
to break it off?
Yeah. Make a strength check.
Nat 20.
Nat 20? Yeah.
Nat 1 to nat 20.
You reach down and just snap it off. It's an arrow. It's an arrow, for Christ's sake. It's not going to be difficult. I mean, the DC was like 8. I mean,
Terrible. That's terrible.
You just sort of reach down and snap it off, no problem. Pop it into your pack. So make a note that you have a arrowhead in your pack.
Yeah, I'm just gonna add it as a custom item because I always need.
Yeah.
I kind of need to have that as one. So.
Yeah. So, what are you guys wanting to do in this hallway?
Hit wants to check the first dead kobold's body.
Okay, roll an investigation check for me, sir.
I'll help him because I can't speak tonight. I'm sorry. I was going to help him because I was going to do the same.
Ah, excellent.
One at a time.
He just more looking for so anything to sort of give us an idea of what this place might be. But yeah, is there? I'll just check his body in general. It is 11.
11. You find on this kobold's body, you find a small coin pouch has 1 gold and 3 silver pieces. You find a simple sling with a few pellets. Probably I'd say 5-6 pellets. You also find a symbol. It's like a piece of scrap parchment. It has a symbol on it. I was trying to think what I can show you the symbol without revealing anything. It kind of looks like from top. If you're looking at it, it almost looks like a rat with its legs outsplayed with no tail. But it's been written in blood. What looks like blood to you. It has that look of blood, real dark red, almost brown, dried blood look. It looks arcane in nature, although the parchment itself it's been really roughly sort of sketched, but it looks like almost like an arcane symbol of sorts. But looking down on it, looks like a rat.
Hit sees Neymaris bending at the same time to loot, and he gives her the items. He picks up. He goes, "Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't realize." And he hands it to her. The gold, the sling, and the bullets. But he holds the parchment. What do I know of the symbol?
Roll a history check for me.
Oh dear. 6.
6. Even though you've studied a little bit of the arcane, obviously with your bardic spells and other talents that you have acquired through, and obviously with your father being an adventurer as well, you've read a few of his books and listened to his stories, and you've heard of such symbols, but you just can't recall what this one is. You may have seen it, you're not 100% sure. And Neymaris marked down the gold, the sling, and the pellets as well.
They were at the first one, correct?
Yes. And you're at the second one, so you're at the last cell. The second one is pretty much was killed pretty much right in front of the third cell, so you're right at the opposite end of the corridor.
I wanna look at. I wanna
By any
search this one.
chance, did
Can we let Gillian finish first, please? Carry on.
Search it.
You want to search the kobold?
Yes.
Okay. Roll investigation.
Can I just say?
10.
10. You find, what did we find here? We find
Broken arrow.
5 silver pieces. Obviously a broken arrow which you can't retrieve. You find a short sword and a small buckler, a small wooden shield. So it's just a simple shield. Nothing flash. It probably wouldn't even be serviceable for a regular sized person. And that's about it. Nothing much else on that corpse.
I'm gonna take the
Alessandros.
short sword.
Yeah.
While
marking
that's all going, while all that's going on,
Yes.
I'm making sure the cells are empty.
Okay, can you roll an investigation check on the first cell? Because you would check the first cell.
15.
15. From the cell door, it appears to be empty. The first cell has blood splatterings across the floor and up the wall. There is what appears to be an Iron Maiden in the far left corner of the cell. Open, looks empty. Do you proceed to the second cell?
I do.
You do. Roll an investigate. You probably don't need roll investigate. In the second cell, you notice a series of chains on the rear wall. Again, empty. Large blood pool. Looks like it's been there for quite some time. In the back of the room. Apart from that, the cell is also empty. And Gillian, because you're right down there, the third cell you sort of glance over and notice is also empty, apart from a couple of small crates, and again some chains and things towards the back of the room. All three cells appear to be empty.
Looking further down the hallway, do I notice like a corner, or do I see a door at the end?
No, there's no corner, no door. It's a dead end. Roll investigate. Just
cool.
You're inspecting the
I'm
whole
just like
end.
looking down the hallway.
Okay. Roll investigation check.
11.
11. Sort of having a look down the end of the corridor there. It's definitely a dead end. It comes to a dead end. You sort of turn and look back towards the group, and sort of you can, because of the torches and that, you can see sort of the door at the other end. But you do notice to your left as you turn, the wall looks different slightly. It's very subtle, like a very subtle difference. But you just, as you turned, it was just in the light of the torch. Something caught your eye. You're not sure what.
I want to look at that.
So you want to
catching
look at that
I kind of want
specifically?
to. I want to like go towards it and just kind of like look at it.
Okay. Roll another investigation check, please.
Jeez. 13.
13.
Yep.
What specifically are you looking at on that wall?
Like if there's any difference in like, if there's any like cracks or like the
So
wall
you're
is
gonna-
like inset or anything.
You're going to touch
Like
it?
the wall specifically.
Like, you're going to physically touch it or look at it? Is what I'm sort of asking.
No, I'm just looking at it, like just strictly looking at it.
Okay. As you stand there looking at it, you sort of, because you turn straight onto it, because as you turned, you sort of noticed something that would sort of caught your eye, and as you turned, that disappeared. And as you're sitting there looking at it, everything seems normal again. It just sort of, something caught your eye and now it's gone. And just looking at it, it seems like a normal wall. There was just something caught your eye and it was a bit odd.
I'm just gonna stand there like staring at this wall, like dumbfounded, like. Huh.
Anyone else? Cells? Any of the cells locked? Do you wish to try a door?
Yeah. The third one.
Third
there's
cell?
crates in it.
You attempt to open the door, and the cell is unlocked, and the door slides over. So it's one of most slide cell doors, like you get in the jail cells. So it slides open, sort of. It makes a sort of metal on metal, sort of clanking sound. Not too loud, but.
Well, I'll do a trap check.
Roll an
on my way over.
investigation.
We'll go 17.
17. There are no traps in this room.
All right, I'll have a look at the crates.
Yeah. And with that investigation roll, you look at the crates. You open the first crate up, and it seems empty. You sort of run your hand around the bottom, and you find 3 silver pieces in the bottom of the first crate. Opening the second crate, it looks to be a crate of supplies, just basic supplies. A couple of water skins, another couple of those small sort of makeshift bucklers, another short sword, and that's pretty much about it. There's nothing too much there. It's almost like it's been turned into a little bit of a storage room. everything's really dusty around the place apart from the crates, so everything else hasn't really been touched in a long time.
Can I look at... Who am I looking at? Oh my god, I've gone blank. Can I have a look at Gillian and I'm watching him looking at this wall?
Yes.
And I kind of go over to him and stand and look next to it. Would I have known a wall like this in my garden?
No.
Okay,
It's a wall.
So if I just leant on it and started to talk to him, would anything happen?
I don't know. What are you wanting to lean on the wall and talk to him?
I'm going to lean on the wall and say, well, what are you looking at, my friend?
Nothing happens. You lean on the wall. Gillian, she's talking to you.
So what are you looking at, my friend?
I was muted. Damn it. I was just talking and it was great. Well, when I was looting that kobold, I was looking around. After I was done, I kind of looked around to like assess the whole situation, and there's something about this wall. I saw something about this wall.
Can I have a check of the wall like he did?
And seeing that she's leaning at it, I'm gonna kind of like start feeling the wall.
Okay. Just for that, Aslan he's been sort of quietly contemplating what you guys have been up to. Walks down towards where you guys are, and again, sort of glances at the wall and says, "It appears to be a wall."
Thanks, my friend. We didn't know that.
Anything? I mean,
You know what, Aslan? I saw something on this wall. Okay, I saw something.
Just like you saw me break your pipe, I guess. And then he just
I didn't
he
see
turns
that.
around, he just turns around and walks away and walks back towards the other door.
This guy. Oh.
I just kind of hold on to Gillian's arm and say it's not worth it now. Just don't do it.
So who was going to be? You wanted to investigate the wall further?
Yours?
Yeah.
Okay.
I want to start feeling the wall.
Okay, so roll another. You want to feel that wall? He's going to feel that wall.
Oh, damn.
Give me that wall.
Roll an investigation check again, please.
Do I get to
A 16.
No, you can feel the wall too, but it's not going to make much difference. A 16.
Yes.
As you're running your hands along the wall, you sort of start where you first thought you saw that what just didn't stand out, didn't look right, and you sort of run across it, and you feel it does change in texture a little bit. There's definitely a difference there, and as you run around and your hand sort of knocks the wall sconce that's there, and it moves slightly. Like it just it was a slight movement, but it definitely something that shouldn't move. Like not just the torch in it, but the whole thing sort of moved slightly as you ran your hand across it.
I'm gonna try to pull on it.
You gonna try to pull on it? Make a strength check.
Okay. A 9.
A 9. You reach up, cracks up. you reach up and you go. Which way are you pulling it? Like just directly
down
towards yourself.
Towards me. Yeah, like down and towards me.
You reach up and you sort of grab it, both hands, and you pull, and nothing happens. It's solid.
Can I attempt to like hang on it?
Did you hang on it?
My feet on the wall?
Yeah, nothing happens. You're literally standing there with your feet on the wall, hanging onto this torch, and it looks funny. Hit, you see this, and wonder what the hell is this young rogue doing? It looks funny, him hanging onto the wall like this.
Hit gets out his water skin, ready to put him out.
Can I just look at Gillian and go, do you need a hand there, friend? What are you doing?
There's something about this torch. It either goes in, pulls out. There's something. I know there's something about it.
Would you like somebody with a bit of a stronger arm than you to give it a go?
Go ahead, and I'm just gonna like drop to my butt. Like,
Just hit.
stand up.
He would like to make a suggestion. If you think there's something curious going on here, maybe like a door handle secret, try turning it like a door handle.
I'm just gonna kind of like look at him like, fuck, I didn't think of that.
Neymaris, what would you like to do?
I'd like to give a go at moving this sconce, if that's alright.
And how are you going to move it?
I quite like the idea that Het said to twist
You
it.
try
so
and twist
there
it?
we go.
Okay. No need for make a strength check or anything for that. As you reach up and grab it, one hand on the top, one hand on the bottom, and you try to twist it to the left, nothing. It sort of gives a little bit, but nothing happens. But then you move it back to the right, and as you do so, it takes a little bit. It hasn't been used in quite some time, but it twists. It goes and it horizontal, and you hear this rock on rock sound, and a section of the wall in the center of just off to your right, roughly in the center, sinks in and then slowly slides to the left and reveals an opening in that wall.
Well, what do you know, Neymaris?
I'm gonna turn to Aslan and be like, eat it!
Aslan just looks at you and smiles and gives a half-hearted nod, but a little bit of a chuckle to himself as well. You get the impression that he probably knew exactly what to do and just didn't want to tell you.
Fucking dick.
Can I just intervene here? And I'm gonna lean over and flick Gillian's ear and say, "Cut it out."
I'm gonna be like, but yeah.
Oh no!
It's-
I actually don't care. Just quit it. We're trying to let's just calm.
It says
Gillian,
technically Aslan was right. It's a wall.
Gillian, roll a wisdom saving throw for me.
17.
17?
Yeah. 16. I'm happy with that.
Yeah, that's right. Nothing happened. I just wanted to make a roll check.
Oh, okay. I get it.
That wasn't for what you thought it was either, so...
Oh, okay. Well, shit.
Right, so you guys now have a secret passage or secret room revealed to you. It's low doorway. It's not a real tall, so Neymaris, you'd have to sort of hunch down to walk through. Anyone that's sort of taller, everyone sort of taller than sort of 5'8", 5'9" will have to sort of bend down to get into this room.
Since I'm like sitting on the ground, below the torch, do I see anything in there?
You're not in front of the doorway. You're below the torch. The doorway is probably 10 feet to your right.
Okay, I'm just gonna get on my hands and knees and start crawling over to it.
Look, he's a pup.
I just look at him and I'm like, what the heck? What are you doing?
I'm just gonna say, you don't know what's in here.
Okay, so you get to the doorway and you peer in. You got dark vision, yeah?
Yeah.
Because the room is pitch black. But with your dark vision, you see what appears to be a sarcophagus of some description, like a large stone coffin. It's an altar of some sort, and there's a big stone knight type figure sort of carved into the top of it. That's about all you can make out from where you are.
I'm gonna crawl in there and just be like audibly like, whoa, this is cool.
Roll a dexterity saving throw for me.
Oh my god, I'm face palming right now.
It's an 18.
18?
I have a +5.
As you crawl through the doorway, you hear a noise above you, and as you turn and look, and flames just freaking shoot down from the top of the door. You, my friend, even though you do succeed your throw, you will take 8 points of fire damage.
Oh shit.
Het leans over to Alessandros, puts his arm around her and says, "And that, my friend, is why I trust you."
I just look at Het and say,
And I'm
"You
just
got
like-
that water skin ready, buddy."
I'm gonna be like rolling around like, Head, I need water.
Het dumps half his water skin just in the doorway, roll into that.
Oh wow, that's awesome.
I am not walking in there after seeing that.
Oh.
So whereabouts are you rolling around? In the doorway where you just got
Like-
singed, or
like
back
where
out
I
of the
would-
doorway?
No,
or
I'm,
what?
I'm rolling back out.
Okay. So as you roll back out, you roll through the water that you push you out. You just took a blast of fire damage. As you roll out, you notice and you got that audible clicking sound, and you kind of figure it was a pressure plate right in the doorway.
Did you get it again?
You don't know. It could be a one shot, could be a multiple. You just don't know.
I actually remember picking up some stones previously.
Yes.
I'm going
Wait,
to
hey.
toss a couple of the stones into
Wait,
the
wait,
doorway and see.
Wait.
Sorry.
How about I check it? Wouldn't that be
Good
better?
idea.
Well, you don't need to check it because you know it's there. Would you? Are you going to attempt to disarm it?
Yes.
Okay.
Good
Roll a sleight of hand check for me.
Where is? There
And
it is.
add your proficiency bonus
Yeah.
as well because you're proficient with your thieves' tools. So add a +2. So D20 +6 it'll be.
Okay, that's 23.
23. Beast Oracle, what's up? 23. You grab. You sort of run your hands around where you noticed the pressure plate was, or where you heard it, and there's definitely a pressure plate there. You sort of look up, and you see the ports at the top, and you've seen similar traps. Well, you've used similar traps, and you know it's a one-shot. You can tell from the burns around the holes that it was probably a more of a powder, not an arcane style of trap. It would have been flint and gunpowder, or flint and black powder would have been used to just ignite and direct the flames at this thing. So you take your dagger and just hit the pressure plate. It depresses, and you sort of wait for it, and you hear that same grinding sound. You see the spark, but no flame. So the trap was a one shot, and you let
Alessandros,
you
how much weight does that take?
By the way, Kiwi, Beast Oracle is my bot.
Does it?
Yeah.
Dick.
I've been talking in the wrong chat.
So, while I've disarmed that, I may as well. How big's the room?
You don't have dark vision. The room is dark. It is like pitch black dark. So you can sort of, from the light of the
Well-
hallway, you can see the end of the sarcophagus, and that's about it.
Well, I take out my torch.
You spark your torch up and light it up.
Yeah. Yep.
So
Touch.
you stand and you sort of walk through into the room there, and as you light it up, the room is probably 30 by 30. It's not a huge room. In your far left-hand corner, you can see a bunch of rubble. There's like a cave-in, so part of the wall's been caved in, and like rocks and dirt in the left-hand side of the room. And in the right-hand side of the room, you see a small chest.
And while Alessandros is in there, right?
Just inside the door, yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna stand up. Just saying that. And I'm gonna walk towards the wall.
You're going to
Where
walk
the
towards the
torch is.
wall.
The wall where the torch is.
Wall with there is no torch in there.
No, on the outside. Where
On the
we
outside,
turn
okay.
the door. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I'll just check the 30-foot area. 30-foot.
Yeah, as I say, there's all you can see is the sarcophagus in the center, small chest in the right-hand corner, and the rubble in the left-hand corner, and that's pretty much all.
I'll check the rest of the area for traps.
Check your traps. So roll an investigation check.
I'm gonna turn the torch back down.
I'm just gonna see him about to do this, and I'm gonna grab him and stop it.
Fucking A.
Strength check versus athletics. So Namara strength
My
check
athletics?
and your athletics. Yep.
Okay.
I got an 18.
I got a 16.
So as you go to grab the torch and turn it back to essentially trying to close Alessandros in this room, Namaris spots you and grabs your arm with such force that it hurts. She just grabs your wrist and looks at you with a look. Roll a wisdom saving throw again for me. An 8. She looks at you and you look into her eyes, and in your head you hear Namaris say, "Don't you fucking dare."
Do I turn into a dead fish?
You don't see her lips move though. You hear it in your mind, and it freaks you the fuck out. Like, you freeze on the spot. You're just sort of dumbfounded. You don't know what to do. Essentially, you're paralyzed for the moment.
Hit shakes his head and says, "I like a good joke, but this is neither the time nor the place." Well, it's always the time, but it's neither the place.
Nice. Well done. So back to you, Alessandros. Roll your investigation check, please.
Investigation. That's 18 plus.
Yeah, so high. 18 plus stuff.
Yeah.
So as you search around the room, what were you searching for? More traps?
Yeah.
Okay, so you search around the room and you search over the sarcophagus, you have a look around the rubble, in and around the chest, and there does not appear to be any more traps in this room.
And I shall let the others know that it's clear.
Excellent.
I'm gonna come in the room, but I'm also dragging bloody Gillian behind me so he doesn't get up.
I'm a dead fish at this point.
Yeah,
I'm not moving.
He's
Like-
essentially he's incapacitated. You look at him and he's terrified. Like whatever.
Like your little doll right now.
Yeah, you scared the crap out of him, and so he is just mindlessly sort of following you as you drag him. Like he hasn't spoken. He has this real stunned mullet look on his face right now.
I'm the little boy that got yelled at by mom.
Pretty much.
Like,
Pretty much.
Namaris, we might have to undo that so he can actually help us at some stage.
Well, we can give him a mushroom. I don't know if that might help.
Yeah, Namaris,
Yes.
you're not sure. You're not sure what happened. You thought as far as you know, you said
I
that.
know, I actually spoke it to him.
Yeah, as far as you know, you spoke those words. You weren't sure that. I mean, you're not sure what's happened, but as far as you know, he's just terrified of you. You think, well,
I look at Het and I go, was I really that terrifying when I said that?
Actually, I don't think so. I think you just grabbed him and then I think he peed himself. I'm not sure.
No, seriously, I just told him not to do that because that wouldn't.
I didn't hear a word. Sorry. Must be
Interesting.
going deaf. And he sort of shakes his hand around his
Yeah.
ear.
yeah, because you definitely heard nothing. It was not a word was spoken.
Well, that's just
Anyhow.
weird, isn't it? Anywho.
I'm gonna kind of like just turn my head to head like a marionette puppet and just be like mouth open like.
No, there'd be no moaning. It'd be a high pitch.
I just give him a little shake. You're right there, mate. I think I was that scary.
Yeah, so as she gives you a bit of a shake, you sort of snap out of it a little bit. I mean, you get your faculties back. You're still very wary of Namaris. She has just scared the crap out of you, like almost literally. I mean, you peed a little bit, just a little bit. But you can now move under your own volition, but you are very wary of Namaris now, and you
She's
know
still holding on to me. I'm scared.
I know you
No,
know
no,
she
I'm gonna
means
let you go.
business though. Like you know she means business. You're not gonna go against what she says. So, do you all move into that room? Aslan's kind of giggling to himself, standing behind Het, sort of just sniggering.
Fucking dick.
And just walks over and just pats Namaris on the shoulder and walks into the room.
Het is in the room now is also just through the door.
Okay. So, You guys, same thing. You saw. You're seeing exactly what Alessandra saw now. It was the large sarcophagus in the center of the room, which has.
Hitch looking
a
for any
knight.
sort of description or religious signs on the wall or something.
Roll investigation.
Oh dear.
God.
You're
It's a
rolling low
wall.
tonight. 4.
4. Yeah, you don't see anything that stands out. There's a few sort of scribblings which look like they could be a family name or a family crest on the sarcophagus. It's been here for a long time. Very, very dusty. The knight that's been carved in the top is I would say you sort of looking around the room, you'd say it was like a family crypt of some description, and this was probably
Gillian,
the
maybe if you
main
stare at the wall
ancestor.
long enough, the door might appear.
I think I'm done with doors.
Maris just looks at him and shakes her head. Does it look like if I push on the statue on top of the sarcophagus that it might move?
You could. It would be a coffin, so if you wanted to push on it, you could.
I'm gonna try and wriggle that.
Okay.
See if
Make a
it'll-
strength check.
Wow. 15.
15. Yeah, no, you give it a good sort of push. It moves a little bit, like it's pretty heavy though. Like it's a massive slab of marble. Like this thing's been well carved. It's not just stone. It's probably more not so much marble, like granite. It's real heavy and large. It's obviously been put here specifically for this particular family member, and it's been here for a long time.
I don't think this is gonna move, guys. I think that's pretty much stuck.
I want to go
That's
over to the chest.
You want to go over to the chest? You
Yeah.
go over to the chest.
I'm gonna like look at it to make sure I'm not gonna get my ass burned.
You gotta look at it.
Hit chimes in. Sorry, I
I'm
just
gonna, like,
hit
check
chimes
it out.
in.
Yep, no, you're good.
I don't know if desecrating a grave is really a good idea. I appreciate Namaris, you're strong, and you couldn't lift that. This is someone's final burial. Are we really doing this?
So, Gillian, are you going to
I mean,
investigate the chest?
Yeah. I got 10.
You got a 10. As you reach
Yeah,
forward to
massive.
touch, as you reach forward to sort of look and touch the chest, the chest moves suddenly.
Oh.
Oh shit.
Can I use an action to dodge and just roll away
Nope.
or disengage?
Nope. You are taken completely by surprise.
Fuck.
I just look at it and go, "Is that what I think it might be?"
You are taken completely by surprise.
This
And-
thing's gonna fucking bite my hand.
The chest literally, yeah. Actually, everyone roll initiative.
Yeah.
16.
Hang on, I'll ask you guys.
19.
Right, so 19 for
Uh,
hit,
21.
21 for Ellie, Agilan.
16 for.
What's
Gillian.
happening here? Hang on. Ellie.
Just wait doing initiative.
Hit.
This is what I get for being a peculiar little fuck.
So, hit,
Out.
you rolled a 21,
No,
No,
19.
19.
I got 21.
Ellie got 21.
Gillian got 16.
Now Maris is bringing up the rear with a 4.
Whoop, whoop.
What was yours, Gillian?
16.
16. Nemaris with a 4. Geez, that's pretty bad. Azalan, well, he wasn't much better. He got a 7.
Jeez.
And that little creature. Ooh. What's its dex?
I hate these things.
Right, that's you. So, we will switch over to the battle map as well.
Oh God.
Let's see if I've lined this up correctly. No, I haven't.
The hell is this?
Oh, awesome.
Right, give me
Ooh.
1 second. I just got to grab the minis.
It's a Pathfinder mat.
Right, so what was our order? We had young Gillian was
Yeah,
at the
by the
chest.
chest. Yeah.
We had Neymaris was by the sarcophagi. Azalam was about there next to Neymaris. Alessandra, she was still in the doorway, yes? Give or take?
Well, I did.
Oh no, you
scour
didn't
the
investigate,
area.
so we'll put you about there. And hit roughly where were you roughly standing?
Hit step forward, so basically at the foot of the sarcophagus, or the closest end of the sarcophagus to the door.
About there. Geez, that light is sort of glowing on there, but that'll work. We can all see.
Can I just say, with my wolf, if
With your
they
wolf,
get
you don't have a wolf.
no, it's one of my features.
Yeah, but it isn't. You don't have a wolf.
No, it's my totem spirit.
Well,
So
be more
while I'm
specific.
raging, okay, while I'm raging, my allies have advantage on melee attack rolls against any hostile creature within 5 feet of me.
And 5 feet of you. Okay.
Do we have to be within 5 feet of you or the enemy?
The enemy.
The enemy. So yeah, if she's within 5 feet of an enemy, you guys get advantage on your attacks. Give me 1 second. I've got to adjust this. Bloody Discord has moved itself.
Shit the bed. Oh, I thought
Oh
I
no, it's
shit
just
the
because
bed.
I had to redo stuff. So
Ah, that makes sense.
we just so we know who's talking
Ah, I like that.
during the battle as well. Give me 1 second, guys. So we've got Alessandros, me, Gillian, Hit, and Neymaris. Go. So, as you reach towards the chest, Mr. Turu Figures, the chest transforms and grabs your arm. And you are now can make a dexterity saving throw.
23.
23. Mimic gets a natural 20 on the grapple, so
Fuck that.
you are now grappled. Your movement speed is 0. You can still attack and you can still make a save at the end of your turn to break the grapple. But you are now considered grapple and you will miss this first initiative. So, Alessandros, you are first in the combat round.
I'm gonna start screaming.
Scream away!
Yeah, the wall closest to the that box. So just next to the rubble, at corner of the rubble.
So, pretty much there. Give or take.
You know, in a minute. One more square down to the wall.
Done.
And throw a dagger.
Throw a dagger. Dagger, dagger, dagger. Make your attack roll.
$16. Do I get anything with that?
That your roll was 16, so it'll be plus whatever your hit modifier is on your daggers, or on your dagger. There'll be a plus to hit.
+4, so 20.
So 20 does hit. A roll for damage.
3.
3 damage. You throw your
Plus
dagger.
2. Plus 2.
Was that your main hand or offhand?
The main.
Main hand, so +2 should be 5 damage. Cool. So as you sort of you scoot around the rubble there, hearing Gillian scream like a little girl, you skirt around there and you throw your dagger, and it hits the side of this creature and sort of screeches in pain as you strike it, but still firmly has a grasp on Gillian's arm. Just massive, big, slimy tongue has just come out, wrapped it around your arm, and sort of pulling you towards the giant teeth that you can see. Next in the, do you want to do anything else? Bonus action.
Nah.
You've got probably 10 feet of movement left if you want that. No?
Nah, I'm good.
Hit. You are next in the initiative order. And Gillian, your turn is after that.
Okay.
Hit will
I don't.
as a. Sorry, getting distortion here. Hit as a bonus action will cast. What will he cast? Shield of Faith. He pulls out the loot, and he says, "We are of the faith," and he gives Alessandrus +2 bonus to AC for
Nice.
10 minutes.
So, yeah, make sure you just mark that, just take a note of that, Trash, that you now have a +2 to your AC for 10 minutes.
And that is a bonus action. As my main action, I will use a dirty little cantrip. Going to cast Sacred Flame at the
Sacred
little
Flame.
chest device.
No worries.
And once again, on the interlude, as I come off the end of the last song, I just drop into Jump in the Fire.
Awesome.
And
ahead.
column of flame drives down on top of to the chest. No, it does not.
What was the roll?
You have to make a dig save. Luckily, I don't have to do anything. I would have.
A dex save?
Yeah, I realize I don't have to roll for that now.
No, I rolled a
Thank
natural
goodness.
5, so that would be a fail on the dex save.
So you take, little chesty, 8 damage.
8 damage, 8 with a fire damage.
8 radiant damage.
Radiant damage, even better. So yeah, as you just belt at the top of your lungs as loud as you can in this room without deafening anyone, you've got a pretty loud voice, and yeah, the column of radiant damage just comes down out of seemingly out of nowhere and strikes the chest, and it again screeches as it recoils from the radiant damage. It still got a hold of Gillian though. It's not letting go. It sort of pulled back a little bit and sort of pulled you forward with it as it pulled back. So Gillian, you're now your turn, and Aslan will be coming up shortly. So Gillian, it is your turn.
Okay. Which arm did it grab? Right or left?
Your left.
Okay. My main hand is my right, so I'm
Yes.
going to hit it with my short sword.
You can hit it with your short sword. So roll to attack.
Yep. An 8.
That misses. So you're freaking out. Like this thing's got you by your left arm and it's pulling you towards its mouth, and you try and strike down with your short sword, but you're confused, you're freaked out, and you just miss. You just hit the edge of the ground just below it. Shower of sparks and everything. And that was your.
And as I'm missing it, I'm just gonna be like, kill it with fire.
You would not get a bonus action because you have one arm restrained.
Yep.
Actually, you have disadvantage too, I believe.
Do I?
Hang on. Let me check. I'd actually got to check grappled condition. Grappled. Speed comes here. You can't benefit from any bonus of speed. Condition ends grapple. Oh no, you're good.
Oh,
You are
okay.
good. So no, you're fine.
Do I have to make a dex save or a strength save
Uh,
at the end of my turn?
best strength.
Okay. A 9.
9. Against strength v strength. Cocked. You are still grappled. It holds on. So now it's its turn. The creature is going to. Yeah. So. Yeah. It's going to attack you because you're the only one generally within its reach, and because you are grappled, It has advantage on the attack.
Fuck my
And
life.
it's going to attempt to. It's going to attempt to bite you. So it rolls. Oh, it rolls a 10 to hit. I believe that is a miss.
Correct.
Damn. So it attempts to bite. It's just not. It hasn't pulled you quite close enough yet. So it misses on that bite attack, and it can't move because it's a chest at this stage. I can move 15 feet, but it's got you in grappling, so can't really do anything. So Aslan's sort of seeing this happen. He will move into melee contact.
I'm surprised the asshole's not gonna. He's just gonna sit there.
Yeah, he's a fighter. He wants to kill shit. He will attack with his glaive. He's moved near, so he's gonna swing down with his glaive. Damn, he gets 11. 11, 12. 12, I think 12 is its AC. 12, he just hits. Comes down with a mighty swing with the glaive. 1d10. And does 11 piercing damage, 11 slashing damage, as he strikes down on the mimic. Yes, down to there. So yeah, Aslan just sort of comes and scoots in beside you and comes right down on the top of the chest. The mimic's going to make another strength check and fails. He has now released you from its grasp. So you are no longer grappled by the creature, but it sort of reeled back in pain, sort of twists its form to and rolls its sort of mini eyes over towards Aslan, and is more focused on him than you now. Neymaris, that would be you.
Dust in this place. I'm going to rage. I'm going to move up.
Bonus action to rage. No worries, you are raging.
I'm going to move up to between the wall and
There?
on that side.
Yep.
Can I get closer?
You're right in melee combat there.
Yep. Right. Now I'm
Just
going
swallow
to
your
attack
hole.
it with my great axe.
Swallow your soul. Swallow your soul.
I'm gonna swipe this thing with my great axe.
Speak up.
I'm going to hit it with my great axe.
With your great axe. He's going to hit it with a great ass. Roll to hit.
Wait, we got booty swinging around?
Well,
I thought she said a great axe.
That's what I heard. I mean, she's talking so quietly.
I rolled a nat 1.
Oh, God.
Oh dear.
As you
I'm raging, and I
she's
rolled a
raging,
nat 1.
she runs in and she goes, roar, massive roar, and eyes glow, and she charges into combat. And as she comes in a swing, she just catches the wall with a great axe, slams into the wall
Does your
just
wolf
above.
totem not give you advantage?
Oh yes, it does.
Does it give you advantage, or just your allies?
I get advantage because I gain advantage on strength checks and saving throws.
Yeah, while you're
from my
raging, your
range.
allies have
Oh,
advantage
for
on melee
checking.
attack rolls against any hostile creature within 5 feet of you. So
Just
you
allies,
don't
bugger.
get
Just allies.
you don't get that.
No. So
And
Oh,
you-
it's worth a try.
Thank God I'm not in
Yeah,
its
you've got
mouth
you've
anymore.
got advantage against dex saving throws and against effects you can see while not blinded, deafened, or incapacitated. So yeah, so unfortunately, no. Your axe hits the wall and sort of sparks into the wall and catches one of the big stones and sort of stops dead, jarring your wrist. Take 1 bludgeoning damage. It would have been 2, but it's halved because you're raging. And you do have a bonus action if you wish.
No, she used the bonus action to rage.
That she did too. Correct.
I used my bonus action to rage.
You
so
did.
now I'm
So
just
no, you
gonna
don't.
stand
You
there.
suck.
I'm just gonna stand there, really, just
raging. You're now just
Raging.
the fact that you missed it. You're just absolutely seething now. It's like this damn thing. Back to the top of the order, Ms. Alessandros.
I tell Het to cast a healing spell on, and that's all I'm doing.
You're not going to do anything. You're just going to yell out to Het and ask him to cast a healing spell.
Well, I can't really get into combat because it's all full.
True. This is very true. So you can hold an action though if you want to, and you can hold an attack action for when you can get into an attack range, if you
All
wish.
right, we'll do that.
So you're going to hold an attack action until you see an opportunity where you can attack.
Yes.
Roger
No
that.
distance weapons then.
You could.
Yeah, no distance weapon.
No, yeah. So she's already thrown a dagger. So in that case, then Het.
Het hears the instruction from his ally. Looks over and how does Gillian actually look?
Gillian.
No, I don't want numbers. I just want to know what he looks like. As far as
he's
is he bleeding.
He's got he looks pretty. He's not bad. Like he's got a bit of blood down one arm where the mimic had grabbed him and wrapped him up, and he's covered in goop more than anything else. But he's freaking out. Like he's crying, screaming. Well, not crying, screaming. Like he's screaming like he's been murdered, basically.
So it's a good idea. Yeah, and he's screaming like he's been murdered. So as a bonus action, I'm going to, with the lute still in my hand, start playing. I am immortal. I have inside me blood of kings. And I give him healing word.
Healing word. Roger.
I will roll that dice. That is 6 points of healing he gets.
So Gillian, you get a 6 points of healing from your resident bard.
And then carrying on through that, I pull back, I swing the guitar around, fight fire with fire, and I drop another sacred flame on its head.
Another sacred flame rolled hits. Oh no, Dick saving
Dick
throw.
safe.
That is another fail. Holy crap. Roll your damage.
And roll damage. 7 plus, 7, that's it. 7 damage. Column of radiant flame.
Done. Another column of radiant flame comes smashing down onto the mimic's top of the mimic, and again it cries out in pain and sort of almost you can see its shape almost flicker there for a moment back into the chest and back into this giant just rows of teeth and eyes and tongue. Is that your turn, Gillian? Het anymore? Gillian, you're next.
He's happy where he is. Thank you.
Happy where is? Gillian, your turn. Unmute.
Fuck.
I could see you lighting up and not talking.
I have advantage on these attacks, correct?
Yes, because you're within 5 feet of the creature. Okay. Well, Namaris is within 5 feet, so you have advantage on the attack.
Okay.
Roll to attack.
I'm going to swing with my first short sword. A main hand.
Roll your attack, sir.
So 22 and an 8. So 22.
22. that hits. Roll for damage.
1d6. Where's my d6? Oh, that's a d6. Wow. A 6. So I did 9 with that one.
9 damage.
Yep.
Okay, roll for your second attack.
9 and 14.
14 hits.
All right. And this one is 7.
Nice. Well done. As you as the thing lets you go, you sort of take half a step back and you get that heal from Het, sort of bolsters your fortitude, and you're looking at this thing going, you're not going to get the better of me. And you just swing down with your short sword across the front of it. You strike across the front of its face, pop a couple of eyes and big gouge across its tongue, and this sort of greenish, purpley goo comes spewing out of its tongue. And seeing that, it just bolsters you for your second strike, and you come down with your left hand across the other side again, popping even more eyes and taking a chunk off the side of it. And this thing's looking pretty rough now. It did not expect to be taken down quite so quickly. It's not happy. And now it's its turn again, because you were the last one to do damage. Basically, you are the focus of its attack. It's going to attempt to use pseudopod against you.
Fuck does that mean? Like false foot?
Essentially, it's gonna try base attempt to grapple you again as well.
Oh, okay.
And that is a 13 to hit.
AC 14. No.
Damn. So it lashes out with its giant tongue, and it comes in, and it sort of, you see it coming, you take that step back, and it just slaps down on the ground in front of you, and as you see this sticky, gooey substance sort of as it lifts its tongue back up, and you know, like, just from what you had before, that if that had got you, you would have been stuck to it once again. It would have tried to suck you back into its maw. That's pretty much
today,
it.
Little man.
It can't move. Well, it probably could move, but would risk an opportunity attack.
It can't move through us, can it?
No, actually can't. No, you're pretty much surrounding it. It can't go anywhere.
Yeah. Unless there's a hole in the wall.
True. No, it can't really do anything. So Aslan's turn now. He's going to again strike at it with his glaive. Rolls a 14, which hits.
Don't forget advantage.
Doesn't need it. 14 hits and does.
But he could get a 20.
Oh, could get a nat 20. True. Doesn't get a nat 20. But does 9 damage. And we are down to there. So yeah, with that, he comes down, strikes a massive, and just leaves a massive big gouge in the top of this thing, and it's spewing out this purpley green ichor all over the floor, and it's starting to cough and splutter. It's looking really rough. And Neymaris, your turn.
With my great axe, I hit it with a 17.
You do hit it with a 17. Don't forget you add your rage damage as well.
Yep.
Actually, what's your damage modifier? Because I don't think you need to even bother to roll a dice, to be honest.
Mine's D12 plus 2, so it'll be D12 plus.
Yeah. So yeah.
So I get.
Describe how you kill it.
6. I'm going to.
Yeah, it's pretty fucked up.
Right. Well, I lift up my arms both with my axe because I'm so pissed off that I missed it last time. And I just and I don't even do it with the blade. I turn my axe, I bring it down, and I smush it right in the middle so it just goes.
So yeah, and you guys watch as Neymaris screams out in absolute rage again, like so frustrated, that real frustrated cry of pain and anger. Pretty much. There it is. That one there. And just you see as she brings the axe up, she at the height of its swing, she spins it till it's flat, and then just brings it down. Not once, not twice, but 4 times. Bang! Bang! Down on top of this thing, and just smushes it into puddle of goo, and it's splattering all over everything, all over Gillian. It was all over Aslan. It's up the wall. Even Alessandra got a bit over her. There was shit going everywhere, and then she sort of stops here with the axe sort of buried in this thing, just breathing like really heavy, like that real ragey sort of deep heavy breathing through the nose, and yeah, it's like, you cocksucking bitch.
I'm gonna kill you, you little bastard!
And
dare you hurt
that
my
ends
friend.
the combat round.
Hey, I think you killed it, Neymaris. I think it's dead.
You think you might be right? Yes.
We will head back. We are now out of combat.
Het, I need more water.
I just kind of wipe it off my top and on the wall and go, well, that's a bit grotty. And
This lady likes to cover me in goop.
I think I should save my water for drinking unless you need it for healing.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, it's like, ugh. But yeah, you're all. I mean, everyone except for Het is covered in mimic goop right now. Not that you guys would have known it was a mimic, unless you wanted to do a history check, but that's what it was.
I don't care. I'm used to be covered in other people's goop.
Well,
I don't know about you, but I've never been bled on by a chest before. And I don't
You
think I
guys-
ever will be.
you guys can open chests and doors now. I'm not doing much of anything.
This is what I told you, just to calm down a little bit, my friend, because you're gonna get yourself hurt.
Can I ask you a question, Gillian?
Yeah. What's up?
When we met you at the guild hall, you said you had another party and they were all deceased. Perchance were you the cause of their deceasure?
Over the table? Was I the cause of my party's death?
That's pretty much what I'm asking.
That's what he's asking.
No, I'm
roll a
asking you
d6.
because
Roll a d6. Just quickly.
Oh,
I'll
right,
tell
you're
me-
asking the DM.
Roll a d6 and tell me what you got.
I got 2.
Yes, you were.
Oh,
Whether you tell them or not, it's up to you. But yes, you were.
Hey, I
Yes.
think we got bigger fish to fry right now. I think we should just go find this dragon.
Insight. Do I believe him?
Do you believe him? Roll an insight check.
I'm being truthful. We got bigger things to do right now.
9.
9. Yeah, he.
Lucky
Yeah,
I'm rolling low.
yeah, he. Like I said, he seems defensive, but you're not sure whether that means he's lying or whether he's just really he's still scared from shitless from being intimidated by Neymaris earlier. But he
I
definitely.
agree with him.
Yeah,
With more things going on.
yeah, but because he's sincere about bigger things going on. But I would say you're definitely suspicious. Right. So.
Okay, I got something up my sleeve.
So now, so you guys, that is the end of the initiative order there, so that combat is over. There is nothing else in that room. The chest is a squishy mess in the corner, thanks to Neymaris.
I retrieved my dagger from somewhere under all that.
Yeah, you go through the goop. It's pretty gross and sticky and disgusting, but you find your dagger and retrieve it without too many hassles.
I'm gonna Alchandras, come here. I'm gonna pull out my water skin. I'm gonna like pour it on it.
You know, clean the dagger for it.
Yeah.
Okay. So you clean off the dagger.
Yeah.
So we're just hit 9 o'clock. I think we're going to take a quick 5-minute break. I need to go to the bathroom. So we'll take a quick 5, grab drinks, go to the bathroom if you need to, and we'll come back very shortly and carry on. Hopefully you guys will get to the final combat before we finish.
I hope so.
Otherwise it'll be another episode. But that's all good either way. But we'll be right back. 5 minutes, guys. Thank you, those guys in the chat. Thank you for hanging out with us tonight. Really appreciate it. We will be right back. We're just going to take 5 minutes. See you soon. Now you guys can see my new Be Right Back screen.
Yeah, it's got the
that's
cool
a neat
walls and trees
screen.
and stuff.
That's a neat screen.
Oh, yeah, cool.
Take my life from me and bury me in blame. Cover all your lies and leave them in my name. There's nothing left to lose. You took it all away, and now I'm staring through these dead and weary eyes. The streets will turn red, and now you will know what comes.
No worries, Drax. If you need to go, dude, you take off, bro. So how's chat doing tonight? Glad you guys could stop by and hang out with us again. As you can tell, we're getting into the nitty-gritties with the crew. This is their third and final trial.
If we survive.
If they survive, you're not doing too bad. I just realised I forgot to change the title of my stream.
Yeah, I see that.
So, yeah, but all my mods forgot. Didn't realise, neither did I, that I had forgotten to change the title in the game. I'll just change that now. That'll learn me for not checking. How you going, Tazzy? Who else did we see in the chat there earlier? We got Drax. I saw Beast Oracle, which was your bot. Who else was there? I saw
Shadow Reaper.
Shadow Reaper, yep.
Let's see.
Back.
He's back. He's back.
It is back.
Right, so just waiting on the Gillian.
Oh, I couldn't wait to ask him that damn question.
I was waiting. I've been waiting for someone to ask that question for a while.
I've been holding on to it for a bit, but this was the perfect moment when he pulled the switch and then jumped headlong. I was like, yes, I gotta ask. I have to ask.
I hear people talking shit.
Yep.
We're talking about you, not
Drax
to you, my
clipped it?
friend, so
Nice,
just shush.
nice clip, Drax.
Oh boy.
Couldn't wait to ask you that damn question about your group. Couldn't wait.
Yeah.
Hey, it all came down to a
I was-
dice roll
I was
too. You
wondering when
just you
somebody
failed.
would-
You failed the dice roll. If you'd rolled, it was a one to 3. You would have been yes. 3 to 6. 1 to over. If you rolled 3 or over, would have been a no. So 1
I
to 2 would
figured
have
that's
been
what
yes.
it was.
Yeah. So it was like, yeah, we'll give it a shot. See what happens. Now you got to try and figure out how to explain it.
Come up with a good story.
You come up with a
Got an
great
idea.
story. Sort of throws the ball in your court with that. I mean, I could help you come up with something, but
I got an idea. Part of it.
all right. So is everyone back?
Yep.
I think so.
Alessandros, you're back.
I'm back. I mean,
Yeah,
I'm
me.
back.
Right. So we'll get
Is
back
everyone
into
ready?
it. So you've pretty much now you're in a room with a sarcophagus, a dead mimic which has been smushed everywhere, and yeah. So what do you do next?
He would like to see if the mimic meat, if there's some he can salvage and wrap up in a special paper he brought.
Roll a survival check for me.
Natural 20, baby.
Natural 20. Let's see. Yeah, you can salvage some of the meat, I suppose, if you could call it that. You've never seen it before.
Does it look edible?
You've heard your father talk about mimics. So you had an idea of what it is, but you're not sure whether it's edible or not. You'd have to try it, I guess.
Alright.
Even with a nat
I'll
20.
salt it and wrap it for
Yeah,
now.
even with a nat 20, you're not sure whether it's going to taste any good or not. It doesn't smell too good, but
Looking at him, I say, I've got a potion of poison resistance if you need it.
Oh, I'll let you know next meal.
yes. So you easily harvest some mimic meat or mimic flesh. You salt it, you wrap it, put it in your backpack.
Excellent.
Can I just look at Azulan and say, just wondering, Azulan, you seem to know this area quite well. Why?
Yes, I do. I'm sort of from here. Well, not from here. I spent some time in this area recently.
We'll have to talk about that later, I think.
Sure. Another
In
time.
the next pub. Next pub.
Maybe over a whiskey.
Ah,
Sounds like a plan.
whiskey.
Well, shall we try another room then?
Oh, you guys go right ahead. I'll be following you.
The appears that
Gillian, if you notice, we actually use Elishandris to do some of those things because it kind of seems to be in her makeup what she's trained for.
It's certain.
But, Gillian, by all means, you can go ahead of me. I do not mind.
Well, I mean,
You do have
I
dark
don't
vision.
want to.
after all.
I don't want to waste all the healing.
You do have dark vision after all.
That's true.
I tuck him underneath my arm and take him with me, and we go and search the room opposite.
Who?
Me and Gillian.
I'm going
do you
to try to
resist?
get out of this.
Okay,
Yes.
again, strength versus athletics. Acrobatics, sorry. No, athletics.
Dirty 20. Dirty 20.
She takes it. I got a 14.
14? Yeah, so you try and wiggle out of it, but you can't. She's just too strong. She puts her arm sort of around your waist and up under your armpit and sort of lifts you off the ground a little bit and virtually carries you.
I kind of
Put
say to
me
him while
down.
I'm doing it, is it's all right, buddy. I will protect you, but I need your eyes right now.
What am I? What am I? What am I? Some sort of like night vision seeker?
Just shush. Just be quiet and let me know if you see anything.
Like a seeing eye dog.
So you head back out into the hallway.
I'm gonna mumble women. I'm just gonna be like women.
As you head out to... So Elishandris, you're heading back out to the hallway. Not Elishandris. Namaris heading out to the hallway with Gillian underarm. As you turn back out into the hallway, you're again faced with that long hallway. You've got a door on your left about 30 feet down, a single door, and then at the very end of the corridor directly in front of you, you've got another single door.
That's what I'm going to check.
The one at the very end or the one
That's what
closest
I
to
want.
you?
The one closest to me.
So,
So everyone's out of that room.
If it's up to you guys. Namaris is left,
And
and Gillian.
as I see-
she's got Gillian with her.
as I like, you know, Namaris is going towards his door. I'm like, not this one. This. I have a weird feeling that this opens into a big area. I don't like that.
I'm just gonna turn that switch so the door closes on that.
So is everyone out of the room? Aslan's following behind Namaris and Gillian.
Yeah, Hit stays beside Aslan.
Okay, so as you leave the room, yeah, you go ahead. You can close that secret door up, so it then closes back up, resealing the tomb.
Good call, Ali.
So is the first one on the left you want to check, Namaris?
Yes, please. And what I
So-
want to do is just park Gillian right next to the door and say, "Stay there," while I open.
Wait, hold
make
up,
a
hold
wisdom.
up.
Make a wisdom saving throw.
Me?
No, you, Gillian.
Oh, okay.
I think it to me.
Yeah,
13.
13. Yeah, no, you do as you're told. She terrified you earlier. You're not willing to question her at this point. So you stand
Dark
there.
vision.
You stand there and you just keep your mouth shut.
And
You
I
are-
look
you
at
are
him again,
not-
noticing
Yeah,
That-
honestly,
that
you,
he's terrified, and say, "It's all right. I'm putting you there for protection, my friend. I'm not going to let anything happen to you this. I just need your eyes."
right. So Namaris, you're at the door. What are you gonna do?
Yep. I'm going to push it open.
Gonna
I'm
push it open.
hoping that it's going to open.
You attempt to open it. You push and pull it, but it is locked.
Damn Can I not like?
Like I always say, my friend Ellie should usually be the first.
I just
I'm-
thought it
I'm
might be
gonna-
open.
I'm just gonna stand there with my arms crossed, like, whatever.
I just give him a look. That's me.
Eyes to the ceiling, just like, whatever.
Yeah, he's standing there like a petulant child, basically.
Yep.
Right, you can go
That
back
is
over my
me.
shoulder.
So what
I'm
are you doing,
resisting
guys?
this.
Are you
I'm-
seriously? Are you seriously
Yeah,
putting him
Ellie.
over? You seriously putting him over your shoulder?
Oh yeah. Face
Okay,
every
strength
petulant child, I'm gonna
versus
take- treat
strength
him-
versus acrobatics. He's resisting.
God. I got an
15.
18. Wait, acrobatics or athletics?
Acrobatics for this one.
Oh, that's a dirty 20.
Yeah,
Oh, I think you
as
would now.
as Namaris goes to grab you this time, throw you over his shoulder, she sort of hoists you up, and you just slither out of her arm and sort of a half pie roll / flip over right over and sort of land on the opposite towards the opposite wall.
I'll follow you, okay? Calm down.
I just laugh.
Hit strolls forward and taps Ellie on the shoulder and says, Ellie, do you want to have a look and see what you can do with the door? These guys are
Yeah.
having their little lovers tiff.
Yeah, I'll go check the try and lock.
Well,
pick it.
you know it's locked, so you want to try and pick the lock.
Yeah.
Sleight of hand check. So plus your proficiency. So D20 plus 6.
So that's 14 with sleight of hand. So, yeah,
So 14.
yeah, with sleight of hand.
So that was plus your bonuses.
Uh,
Did you add your
so
proficiency?
16.
16.
16.
Okay. So 16. Yeah, you sort of you figure with the lock and you hear that beautiful sound, sort of ching, and yeah, the door swings open in like a fraction, and it's unlocked, and it swings inward this time.
Be careful.
When you say
Don't
inward, and
get
you say
burnt.
inward towards us.
Inward towards the corridor, so away from you.
Okay.
Would you like me to go first, guys?
If you, can you see?
I can see
I
shit.
can see. I can see.
And as you open the door, you peer through the door. Again, the corridor's dimly lit. It's not dark, so you can see down it without dark vision. It's a corridor roughly 40 feet long, and again, a straight corridor with another single door at the end.
Okay. What do we think here? Do we send
Oh.
Party Killer down first?
I'm just gonna be like looking. I'm not paying attention. I'm just like, well, I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know who you're talking about. Like,
So wander off down to the other door, but checking for traps at the same time.
Excellent, cool.
Okay, roll investigation, please.
Nat 20.
Nat 20.
I'm gonna try to sneak Matt past Namaris as you do it to get behind Alshondos.
Yeah, well, at least Damaris tries to stop you. That's not a problem.
I just look at
So
him and
as you
think,
walk,
"I'm
as
a
Alessandro, you slowly walk down the corridor. You're looking floors, the base of the walls, ceiling because of the fire trap, and you do see one more trap towards the end of the corridor. You notice those same holes. If you weren't looking for them, you probably wouldn't see them. But that similar trap to the fire trap you found in the tomb. 3 holes, and like the 2 or 3 sort of stones right before the doorway.
All right, go up and disarm.
Disarm. Roll another sleight of hand check for me, please. And with advantage this time because you've already disarmed one of these. So roll 2 d20s, take the highest, and add 6.
20. Plus
Yeah.
4.
Plus 6, mate.
Oh, plus 6. Okay. So yeah,
So yeah, okay.
26.
There you go then. So you just without any problems at all, you move your dagger around it and you pop the mechanism for the pressure plate, and you just literally lift it off and remove the mechanism altogether. So there's
I was
no
thinking
way.
about letting Gillian just walk in front of me for a bit though. For a split second.
So it crosses your mind. You think, yeah, probably not a good idea. So you disarm it.
Safe to go then, is it, Ellie?
It should be.
Sweet hit moves up the corridor behind. About 10 foot behind Ellie.
No problem. So you're all roughly at the door. It's a single iron door this time. It's not wooden.
I'm gonna try the door.
You can't. Ellie's in front. Saunders is in front. So
I
order.
step back.
You gonna let him try it?
Yeah, go for it.
Okay. So give me a marching order just for a second, guys. So we got Mr. Party Killer in the front.
Okay.
And Alessandra right behind.
Off to the side.
Off to the side. So that's you. Neymaris, where are you in conjunction?
I'm kind of hanging back with Heck because I'm still a bit
Okay,
miffed
and-
that I couldn't get through the door.
Aslan will be beside you guys. So, right. Alrighty then. So you are at the door.
Hit would be at the rear for sure.
Yep, definitely. So Gillian, are you attempting to open the door?
Yes.
You put your hand on the door and you turn the handle in it, and it squeaks quite loudly. Yeah. And you hear movement, and this movement it's louder than what you heard before. Something a little bit, definitely a lot larger than a kobold. Like a shifting sound, and it's almost like a jingling sound too, almost like coins sort of falling over top of each other. Then the movement sort of stops and settles again.
Oh, at this point, I'm going to move up to the front to be with these guys.
Yeah, you wouldn't have heard it.
Oh, I wouldn't have. Then I'm.
Yeah,
I'm
because he's
just
right next to the door.
happily
You were,
hanging back with him.
yeah, you're probably too far back to hear that. It
I'm
was
gonna turn to Allie.
it was sort of loud
I'm
enough
just
to
gonna-
be heard by the door, but not loud enough to sort of head back into the corridor.
All right, I'll stay where
I'm
I
just,
am.
I'm
then.
just gonna turn to Allie and be like, Allie, get on one side of the door.
I'm off to the side. Go for it.
I'm gonna be on the other side. Like, let's just say Allie's on the left, I'm on the right side of the door, and I'm going to push the door open from around the corner and just kind of like let it swing open.
Okay, right. So as you push the door open, again it squeaks loudly. This door's hasn't been open for a little while, and it's not rusted, but it's definitely been settling, and it squeaks like super loud. And you all hear it. You hear this sort of low, almost like a guttural sort of growl, but it like a real breathy sort of breath out. And then you sort of, because of your dark vision, you're probably the first one to see it. You see this figure. The room's not dark, but it's very dim, and you see this figure sort of stand and wings spread. It's not massive, but it's not
Do
small.
I smell it?
Do you smell it? Smell what?
Yeah. Like do I smell anything weird?
Just the smell of death. It smells like, it smells old, musty, damp. You probably get a smell of rotting flesh as well, but not hugely. But there's definitely death is probably the smell that everyone will probably be able to smell. It's that real dead air.
Okay, right at this point, I
But
look
you all
at
hear
both
that
of them and
guttural
I walk
growl.
up. I kind of wander up to the
I'm
boys
I'm
and
I'm going to stealth.
okay.
Really?
I was
Okay.
just gonna chuck you behind me so that you didn't get hurt, but that's all right.
I'm just stealthing behind the door, so like I get like.
When you open the
creepy,
door,
crawly.
there's nowhere really to hide behind the door. The door is
No,
as wide
I
as
just
the hallway.
like I was on the wall and I pushed it open.
There is no
like
wall.
from around the corner.
There is no wall. It's just the door is as wide as the hallway.
Oh well, shit.
I see this
I
look
did
on his
explain.
face,
I did explain that to you.
and I walk up to him and just kind of grab him and chuck him
Chuck him where?
behind me.
Speak up, please. You're trailing off all the time.
Behind me.
So you're now in front.
Yeah.
All right. So even you can't really make out any kind of figure because it's probably a little bit too far for you to see without your dark vision. But
I'm just gonna
you
whisper
you
to
hear
Mars.
now. It appears we have guests.
Is that audible from everyone?
That's everyone can hear that. It's quite echoey. You could imagine this room's probably quite large, just with the sound, the reverb from within the room with the voice. It was like it doesn't sound old or wise, but it was definitely a lot deeper than you were expecting.
Can I? Oh, sorry, you first.
I'm gonna whisper to Namaris. I saw big wings.
At this point, I'm gonna cast Speak with Animals and see if I can speak with what's in the room.
What are you casting it at, though? You can't see anything.
Oh, shit, that's no good then, is it? I can't cast it anything then, can I?
Yeah, speak with animals. You would have to actually see an animal to be able to cast it, and then speak with that particular animal. So you can't actually see anything right now.
I can't see the winged thing, then there's no point.
It's too far into the cabin, and you don't have dark vision. So,
Question: looking into the room, do I see anything I could hide behind in immediate range?
not within immediate
Duck
range.
behind.
So
it's like a big open hall kind of looking thing. It's just a big open area.
Basically it's a from what you can tell, just looking in the first part of the room, it looks round from what you can see. The first part of the round it looks like it's a big round room. From where you are, you'd probably be able to make out two large pillars, but they're well without it. Well, you take your 2 turns to get there. So there's no way you can hide right now.
We're after this thing's heart, aren't we? Is that right?
You're after
There's a few
number
more
of
items
things,
we're after.
but one of them is the heart.
They're after 5 dragon claws, 20 pounds of its hide, 10 teeth, and its heart. Well,
Just looked at the
the quest is for dragon parts. Does not have to be this one's. Maybe we can make a deal.
what I was thinking when I thought about speaking
Again,
to
you hear the same voice. Well, don't be shy.
it.
Let
Put my head
let
round.
me see you. I know you are
Right.
there.
I'll move in.
I'm gonna yell. Do you have a name?
My name is Inconsequential, little one.
Hello, inconsequential. I'm Namaris.
I knew it was coming.
so,
call me little?
so did I actually. And
Thought it was gonna be-
you hear a chuckle. It's like, humans. You're going to taste wonderful.
Right.
What do you do?
Yeah, I'm moving into one a side that's not in the way.
Essentially, you're all fairly well exposed. There is no cover to really speak of. Where you guys currently are, you're in the hallway. The door is as big as wide as the hallway. So essentially, it's the moment you open the door, you expose yourselves to the creature.
Well, shall we go in and say hello then?
Sounds like a plan.
So you just
I'm gonna
you
walk
move in.
in. Like, hands on my hips, chest out. Like, did you call me little?
Hang on 1 second. I'm gonna go to the battle map.
Sweet.
So currently, essentially, that's what you guys see. Gillian,
red
you
stuff?
could the braziers, they're alight it's not dark, but they're like coals, so that's not like giving off any kind of bright light. It's a bit of a glow. But Gillian, you can still see the figure. You can't really make it out. It's still quite dim from where you are. You're about the limit of your dark vision, about 60 feet.
Can I just kind of call out, excuse me, inconsequential? What are you? We're here looking for a dragon, and
It's
would
a
you be
fucking
one?
dragon. It's got big wings.
That's nice, but I don't know. Are you blue? Are you black? Or what color are you? What would you be?
Step closer and find out.
I'd like you to tell me first, because we're being friendly here.
Dragons are not known to be friendly.
Hit pushes through.
But I
and
do
walks
like
into the room.
I do like to see what I'm going to feast upon before I eat it.
You can feast upon my balls.
You have balls?
As you wish, little one. A mere morsel. Appetizer.
That's a delicacy.
So Hit, you just walk forward in front of anyone and just walk into the room?
Yeah, towards the largest brazier, slightly into the doorway there, about 5, 10, 15 feet.
About there? Roughly?
I'll let you know when the battle map catches up. Other side.
This one?
Yeah, towards the larger brazier.
About there. So that will reveal about that. So you can
right.
just make out the dragon. He's not huge. He's not. He would be considered medium sized. They say he would like if he stood up on his hind legs, you know that he would tower over you guys. He'd be about 12 feet tall if he stood up. Wingspan's probably about 15 feet. 15 to 20 feet, so he's still a good sized dragon. Still young, but definitely not one that you would have. You wouldn't want to underestimate any dragon of any size.
I'm gonna wander into the middle of the room, kind of like right in the middle, and look at him and say, "Inconsequential, you're quite a fine-looking young fellow there, aren't you?"
So how far you got to move your full movement? 30 feet to there.
30. Yep.
I'm going to step in front of the brazier on the left, the opposite of Hat. Kind of with the flames behind me, so I'm like I look dark, but it's like light behind me.
Azalan will move forward about there in almost a flanking position, as a soldier would generally do. And Alashondras, what are you wanting to do? You want to stay where you are, or?
I'll move into where Het is.
Okay. So remember,
Now that I'm closer, how big is like you know what I'm asking?
how big is what?
This dragon, is it big? Like big?
I just explained to what size it was.
I'm asking for a different reason.
It's big enough.
It's big enough for that?
Yeah.
Okay. Do I have to roll anything yet?
For what? Oh, for that, yes. Yes, you do, actually. Especially, you probably should have done that before when it spoke.
Okay.
But yeah, roll wisdom saving throw. Sorry. I wasn't sure what you're talking about.
16.
16? You're shaken, but you're okay.
Okay.
Hit speaks to it in Draconic.
Okay.
He says, "Tell me, O relative of mine, what is your business here? Do you live here? What are your plans with this building?"
Ah, dragon blood. Welcome to my house. I indeed live here. I was born here. I have been here for a number of years, feeding on livestock and beasts in the immediate area. Any humanoid that's unwittingly stumbled across this old keep. What brings you to my lair? And why should I not feast on your bones?
We are here on a mission of utmost importance. Our mission is to find out what color you are. Can you step forward and show yourself?
Instead of stepping forward, the braziers, all of a sudden, all four of them, there's another two at the back of the room that you sort of can't make out, ignite and literally light the room. And before you, you see a young black dragon standing about 10 to 12 feet tall. Again, wingspan, his wings are outstretched and he folds them back in. You estimate roughly probably 12 to 15 feet wingspan, tail, horns. He's definitely young, probably not a wormling, like not like you were initially expecting. He's probably older than that, but not an adult either, somewhere in between.
Oh, so he's
I
like
wink
me.
at I wink at Azalin and I go, "That's 10 gold you owe me, pal. I told you, Black. All right, team, we're done. Actually,
Fair call, Het. Fair call.
one more thing in common. It's as everyone knows now. I say, well, that's an impressive display of light. I have a nice display of light too. And I pull my flute forth, and Het looks up with a bit of toothy grin, and he says, "A shot in the dark," and lights it up with fey fire,
Nice.
which does not do any damage, but it lights the creature up. It's fairy fire.
Yeah, fairy
I
fire.
call it fey fire.
So you're going to cast fairy
So
fire?
I'm casting fairy fire on it.
Does it need...
Fairy fire sounds gay. I'll say fey fire.
Yeah. So what...
What does that do?
yeah.
So you have to make a.
Is it a dex throw?
Yeah, Dick save. Yep.
That would be a 19.
Oh, he saves.
So what happens when he saves? Doesn't take effect?
I might just use your third for your action. So the floor in that area and him would be casting light, but he won't cast the light. It's only going to be the floor beneath
Okay.
him. It's a point by the looks. Just as a 20-foot cube is outlined in what I would make a yellow light now.
Yep.
But unfortunately, we don't get any advantages from it. But it lights
Okay.
him up nicely.
So yeah, so you can definitely see now, like he's standing on a small pile of treasure. Chest is gold. Looks like there's probably a few platinum, a lot of copper. The whole room's now lit up. So what you guys can see from where you are, you got the 4 pillars. We'll just move this forward a little bit more. You got 4 pillars there. The back of the room, there's another 2 braziers lit up as well. There's a pile of chests and scrolls and that next to one of the pillars. There's bones scattered everywhere. In the back of, probably closest to where you are, Gillian, there is a cage.
Oh God.
Makeshift wooden cage. And it's got all you can see is a silvery grey fur. You're not sure what it is, but it's lying down in amongst some bones and other like corpses of beasts as well. You're not sure whether it's living or dead, but there's just a silvery grey sort of furry thing there.
I'm gonna move up to the pillar straight in front of me and kind of the diagonal away from the dragon, so I'm like hiding
Okay.
behind it.
Because fairy fire's been cast, I want everyone to roll initiative, please.
Okay.
Sweet.
So that will be.
Is a 14.
Just hold on.
Yep, you're good.
Right, so Alessandros,
15,
15,
18.
18. Hit.
Dirty 20.
Gillian.
14.
And Neymaris.
18.
18. Ooh, some high initiatives there. And Azulan with a dirty 20 as well. Right. So, Hit, you get Hit and Azulan get the initiative order together, so simultaneous attacks, if you so wish to attack. Azulan.
Hit will go first if that's alright,
Yep,
because he just
yeah.
wants to cast the buff.
Yep, go for it.
Because it's simultaneous, I suppose.
Yeah.
So first things, he pulls out his loot, and he says, "United, united, united, we stand!" And he casts Bless on all of us, because I've cast it at second level,
Nice. So everyone gets a bless.
which is +4 to your attacks and saving rolls, guys, for the next minute. Well, hopefully for the duration of the fight. So put a D4 on all your attacks and saves.
Okay.
That's on yourself
And-
as well?
3, 4 targets. So everyone except me, I suppose it is.
So 4 targets. Roger that.
And then
I'll just move this back and so you guys can see where you are.
Hit will move up to the side of the brazier he was closest to, right next to it, to have the brazier sort of in front of him more than.
So next to the wall there.
Yeah, next to the wall. Hopefully the brazier will obscure him a little.
I'd say you probably got half cover there with the line of sight with the pillar. So you'd probably got. I would give you half cover for that.
Not looking for cover, just looking for to be out of the way.
Yeah, you're out of the way, and you'd have half
Excellent.
cover if he was to try and line of sight. You'd be half cover, so you get a +2 to AC anyway. So.
Good as gold.
And Azulan would. What would he do? He's going to move. Yeah, Azulan's going to move to there. And actions. Here we go. So he's going to use his bonus action to expend a superiority die and give Alessandros some temporary hit points here for a second. So Alessandros, you gain 4 temporary hit points.
Ooh.
And that will be his turn, I think. Yeah, so that'll be his turn. He's going to hold there. With that, Alessandros, you're next. And Namaris, you're after that. So figure out what you want to do.
I've already got it in my head.
Can I move to next to Azulan?
Next to Azulan?
Behind, right next to the pillar.
25 feet gets you pretty much right next to the pillar.
Nah, just 1 square back. Close to Azulan.
There you go.
Perfect. Not much I can do there, but yeah, I'll.
You've got a bonus action. You can bonus action hide.
Yeah, we'll do that.
Roll a stealth check.
+18 +6.
24. Okay, as far as you know, you are hidden. And that's all you want to do?
Yep.
And now does the dragon's turn. And he chuckles to himself again. He goes, he turns, he sort of says to you, Het, in Draconic, "Nice try, Dragonkin. But I am much wiser and older than you. My turn. And he shoots out directly out in front, an acid breath. He breathes in. You hear him fill his lungs, and basically exhales directly out in front of him. So, Nemaris, you will make a dexterity saving throw, please.
Ooh, I get advantage.
He's going to move forward.
Plus the D4 for bless.
Yeah, you get advantage, plus you got your D4 as well, remember, so...
I get a dex saving.
Yeah.
So I get a 19.
19. Wow.
Plus 4?
You don't have to add
Well,
you add the dice. It's a D4.
It's
No,
a D4
I'll just leave it
for
as
bless.
19.
19? Well, you definitely save on a 19. You will take... what is it we got here? 5... It says SD8. Someone's balls that card up. I think it's actually... I think it's a 2D8. If it was a 5D8 is a huge amount of damage for a dragonling.
Do you want me to look it up in the handbook?
It's just because I've got an S card here. I'll just have a quick nosy at another dragon list I've got here.
Sweet.
I got several different monster lists. Ultimate Bestiary. Give me 1 second, guys. Just got to double check this damage.
Hope it's not 5D8. I could die.
Well, I hope it's not. I'm not hoping it's not 5D8 either, because that would be just nasty.
Well, you're the DM. You can do whatever you want.
I got to follow the stats.
Wow.
It is 5D8.
Yeah. I think it is.
Thank God it's
Holy
a
fuck.
disadvantage then. Or is it an advantage? What?
Well, you made the save, so I'm guessing it's half.
Yeah, so you take 7 points of acid damage. Yeah, it is half because you saved, so it is half. But yeah, 5D8, that's huge.
Good fight.
Right, well with that, because it's me next, isn't it?
Yes, I believe. Hang on, let's make sure he doesn't have a bonus action. Nope. That's pretty much what you're gonna do.
Right, so that hurt, you bastard, so I'm going to start raging. And I'm going to run up right in his face with my great axe. And I'm going to chop at his foot.
You're just gonna run. You're gonna bonus action rage, run up.
And smack him in the foot. That also gives everybody the
That gives you. Everyone else gets advantage on their attacks now. Whose Namaris is
Melee
within.
attacks, isn't it?
Is it melee only? You want to double check that?
Yeah,
please?
melee only. Because you have to be within 5 feet of the creature.
Yeah.
I think it's Namaris that needs to be within 5 feet.
Oh, we have to be
while you're
5 feet
raging,
within-
your allies have advantage on melee attack rolls against a hostile creature within 5 feet of you. So yeah, it's only melee attacks.
Yeah. Melee.
Oh, okay.
So roll your attack.
That's my great axe. Nat 20.
Nat 20, well done. Roll
Yes.
your damage. Don't
And
forget
I'm
to
gonna
add your
take
rage
the
bonus.
D4.
Your D4 doesn't go onto your attack bonus. It's just
Damn it.
it's just for your attack, not your damage.
Yeah.
Nice
it's
try
a shame,
though.
eh?
Nice try.
Try it. So that is 7 damage. 9 damage.
So 7. Did you roll double your dice?
Nope.
It's a nat 20. So double your damage dice and then add your rage bonus.
So that was 9 plus 2.
So 11 damage.
Mm-hmm.
Right, 11 damage. So as you charge in, you let out that guttural roar of rage, and you strike across the small dragon's chest. He sort of rears up as he's coming, and it strikes him right across the chest plate. It doesn't seem to do a lot of damage, but you've definitely hurt him, and you can see that he's taken some damage. But he sort of rears back and comes down and looks in and sort of lets out this breath, and sort of blows your hair back. It's like it doesn't smell too good either. He's been eating all sorts of wonderful things, so his breath's a bit stinky. But Gillian, you're up.
All right, I am going to use my bonus action to Hunter's Mark.
No problem, Hunter's Mark.
Which is just an extra it's a d6 on damage.
Yep.
Target whenever I hit with a weapon. And then I'm going to move right next to it, just to the left of it. That's 30.
Yep, 30 feet will get you within melee range. You will get into melee range there.
Yep. And I am going to swing with my main hand short sword.
Swing away.
That is a 16.
16, that misses.
Oh jeez.
You swing wildly
Okay.
with your main hand, and it glances off the hide of the sort of just under the wing there. It's, real strong scales, and just glances off the scales.
Okay.
Do you have an offhand attack?
No, I used my bonus action to cast.
You did
Hunter's
too.
Mark.
Correct. And does that conclude your turn?
Correct.
Back to the top of the round with Het and Azulan. Het, you can go first if you like.
Het is going to point the loot right at the front of the dragon. Oh, you're trapped under ice! And he's gonna cast Ray of Frost.
Ray of Frost.
Direct. Yep. So let me just have a quick look. I haven't cast this one before. Frigid beam of blue white light streaks towards the creature. I have to make a ranged attack. Here we go. Oh dear. The Ray of Frost definitely misses with a 4.
Misses with a 4. Wow.
Yeah,
Yes,
plus,
yes, that
whatever
misses.
it's not gonna hit.
That
These
misses.
bloody level 3s, I don't know.
Right, so you miss with that attack.
That's not so good.
It sort of it hits the dragon, and the dragon he sort of laughs, tickles, and sort of snorts in your direction.
Hit's gonna move around the brazier full 30 feet, so he's sort of side onto the dragon now.
Here we go. So I can bring that right up now, give you guys a bit more scope on the room.
Yep. Excellent. That's right where I want to be.
Here we go. Aslan, he's gonna come into a flanking position. Which will give him advantage on the attack as well, but it being in 5 feet, you get advantage anyway. He's going to attack the said dragon when I roll the right dice with his glaive. Double 13s. So that will be a 18 to hit, which does hit. And rolls a
Question.
D10. Hang on a minute. Hold your questions. Hold all questions. 8 plus 3, so it's 11 damage. So yeah, Aslan comes in and just comes down with a glaive across the back of the dragon, and hits him right across the back of the scales, doing 11 damage. The dragon winces. That was pretty good damage. Sort of winces and turns his head back and looks back at Aslan. Pesky human. You will pay for that. Yes, question.
Is bless like a duration? So it's not like I use
Lasts
my
for a
one
minute.
die once.
Lasts for a minute.
But I thought less 10 minutes.
Is it a minute or 10 minutes?
1 minute.
1 minute for bless, yeah.
Oh, okay.
So
But
it's like
with
10
that,
rounds.
It's 10 rounds. So,
so
it
but
should,
you can use it
use
on
it-
every attack.
you can
right?
use it on every attack, yes.
Okay, I just want to make sure. I just want to make sure about that.
Yep, that's all good. So that dragon's turn. So dragon will
Whoa! I thought it was my turn.
actually no, it is your turn. Sorry, dragon. Dragon, Elisandros, and Neymaris all go together. You'll got the same.
Okay.
You go first. Dragon will go after you.
How much shadow is behind the dragon?
With the braziers and the fairy fire, the whole room's fairly well lit up, dude.
Well, that sucks.
There is because even where you're standing there with the shadow of the pillar from the fairy fire, you've got the brazier behind it, which is lighting you up as well. So there's actually very little. There's no dim light really anywhere. There are a few shadows, but nothing. Yeah, nothing that you could use for what you. I know what you want to do, but you wouldn't be able to use it at the moment.
That's cool. So yeah, I'll move down to the pillar down next to the empty chest.
You want
I
to
should
go
be able to
behind the
make that
chests,
movement.
or do you want to be in front or behind the chests? So I think
Behind.
you probably get just behind. Probably get to about you get to about there, so not quite behind.
Yeah.
And that's all you want to do?
With that brazier, am I able to?
Oh, you want to put it out?
Yes.
Yes, you can. Well, you can attempt to. What does it specifically say? I can't remember.
I can simultaneously light or snuff out a candle, a torch, or a small.
Small campfire. Yeah, I'd say that'd probably be the size of a small campfire. So yeah, I'd allow it. So you can snuff that out, and that costs an action or a bonus action.
An action.
So use your
one
action. Yep. Okay. So yep. So that brazier is now out. So that would cast. I would say that would have dim light. And yeah, you'd be if you got behind the chests and behind this pillar. Sort of this area here would now be considered to be in shadow or dim light.
Cool.
Is that all you're going to
Yep.
do? Roger that.
Well, I can't go anywhere else. So.
Neymaris, I'll let you go first.
It's alright, I was a little bit allergic to the dragon there for a second. Right, what's my...
Because you are still raging.
I'm going to use my great axe again.
So roll to attack. Remember you have bless, so you get a d4 to add to your attack if you need it.
Right, I get 22.
22?
22.
Yeah, remember speak clearly. 22 does hit, yes. Move your microphone down a bit, it's a bit high.
So the damage is... 9.
9 damage, is that including your rage bonus?
Mm-hmm.
So 9 damage. Neymaris swings her great axe again across the chest of the wormling, and this time you find it opens up a wound, and the dragon's it steps back, and you can see the dark purple blood, almost black. It just starts seeping through his scales. 9. Bonus action. Yay, nay.
Nope.
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 So now the dragon is going to attempt to recover its breath weapon. It does not. So it's going to instead make a melee attack, a bite attack. Last person did damage was Neymaris, so a melee attack on you, natural 18. So that's 22 to hit.
Yep.
And 1d10 does 5 piercing damage, halved down to 2. So you take 2 piercing damage.
Mm-hmm.
And what are we going to do here? The dragon is going to attempt to fly. He's going to attempt to take off. So you guys will get an attack of opportunity.
Okay.
But the dragon is going to attempt to fly. Pop that in there. So, Aslan will roll his attack first. He misses. Gillian, can you roll your attack of opportunity, please?
Yes. That is a 21.
21. That does hit. Roll your damage.
Okay. That is a 8.
8.
Yep.
And Neymaris, roll your attack of opportunity. Yeah, as he takes off, you strike across his rear leg. It's like, as he takes off, flapping his wings. Just roll a straight attack. I can't hear you.
18.
Thank you. 18. It does hit. Roll your damage, please. And that's still you still add your rage bonus to your damage,
Okay, so what?
which is just your damage plus 2. So make sure you add your weapon damage, your modifier, and your rage damage.
16.
16? 16 damage?
Yep.
How do you get a 16 damage?
1d12 plus 2 plus 2.
So you got 12?
Yep.
Holy
Nice.
shit. Well done.
Fucking A.
And that's on an opportunity attack. Holy crap.
Lucky shame I couldn't do it on the other one.
I mean, I did it.
Holy
I have a
shit.
6 plus 3.
12 damage. Yeah, that hurt. As he takes off and 16, sorry. Yeah, you catch him across the other, like right across the bottom of the belly again, and opens a massive wound across his belly, spraying dragon blood all over you guys. It's like, "Argh!" And it looks like he's attempting to flee. So he's flown up about 20 feet. So he's now actually out of melee range of you three. And that will be the end of his turn. So back to the top, Hit and Azalan.
Well, wait, what about me?
No, you don't get a turn.
Oh, the. Okay.
No, you do. So yeah, your turn.
I'm going to switch to my bow.
Which it'll cost you an action to switch to your bow, or bonus.
Okay.
We'll use your bonus action to switch to your bow, so you can still fire it.
Okay. Okay, and I'm going to shoot an arrow at this dragon.
Go ahead and make your attack. I forgot about you. You just because you're so
Is
small.
it 19?
19. That does hit.
Oh, I have the plus 4.
It
I have
hits.
a plus 4.
It does hit.
Okay.
19 hits.
Okay, so I get a D8 plus a D6. $11.
11.
Yep.
How do you want to do it?
Oh no. No.
How do you want to kill it, dude?
That's awesome.
How do you want to kill
Oh,
it?
God.
You only had 10 left.
I'm gonna shoot it. I'm gonna shoot it right into the wound that
The
Neymaris
open
had
wound,
opened up
yep.
on his chest. Yep, and it's gonna go right in there, and there's gonna be like acid that like just drops straight down,
No,
and it's
there
just
won't
gonna flop down.
be.
Wings
There'll be no
spread.
acid.
Just
So she's going to fire it into the open wound. So yeah, as the young dragon attempts to take flight, you can tell that he's not accomplished flyer. Like, he has been flying, but he's only sort of new to it. So he's on the verge of adulthood. And yeah, you fire that arrow, and it finds its mark, and it just shoots straight into that open wound, sinks 2, 3, 4 inches deep, and you just watch. It screams out, "Aah!" Wings fold up, and it just plummets pretty much directly in its spot, and then plummets to the ground. Badoosh.
I just look
Its
at
eyes
Gillian
sort of
and
roll
think,
back, and it just lets a massive exhale out and lies before you dead. Well done, guys.
I
Yes,
suppose.
well done, team.
Wow.
Nice killing blow there, Gillian.
That is combat over.
Nice work, my friend. A little bit of respect on there.
You redeemed yourself from the whole chest attacky thing.
I'm gonna look over. Hey, by the way, the answer to your question, yes.
Awesome.
I knew it. Ezelan, you owe me 10 gold.
Fickle. I'll fix you up at the next time we have a drink.
Ezelan and Hit never made any such
No.
arrangement. It's just a good saying.
Yeah, it's all good.
I do believe that I'm a bit allergic to this bloody drag.
So, yeah,
I'm going.
you have a
light
dragon.
I'm going to light that brazier again.
You gonna light it?
And I put it. Yeah, give some more light.
I think we should attempt to get the bits off it that we need then.
Yes, agreed.
Before we do that, we
So the
have
brazier
something
does a
over
light.
we have something over in a cage.
Yes, Gillian had noticed the cage. The rest you probably... Het may not have. Alessandra, you probably would have with your perception.
Hits or nothing.
You're right across the other side of the room, so you probably didn't really see it. But yeah, so Gillian, you've definitely noticed it. Aslan's probably noticed it by now as well. It hasn't appeared to have moved at all, but there's definitely something there.
I was too busy raging, so I don't see nothing.
I'm gonna attempt to skin the dragon.
In an attempt to skin the dragon?
Yeah.
Well, we do need 20 pounds of its hide.
Yes, you do need to harvest the dragon.
I mean,
So-
I believe I am the most skilled skinner here. Am I not?
I'd say give it a go. I don't have
between
much.
you and Aslan, you'd be be very similar, I'd imagine.
Okay.
But yes, so to roll, actually, what do you guys need first, as far as items?
5 claws.
Well,
5
10
claws.
teeth.
So first things with 5 claws. Roll a survival check for the claws.
Okay. That is an 18.
18. With an 18, you successfully harvest 5 claws to add to your little quest bag. Takes you about 15 or 20 minutes to get all 5, but you don't have too many hassles. Essentially just cutting the fingers off. And it doesn't need to be any kind of like specialty thing. I mean, it's not that difficult to take the claws. The next item,
hat.
Teeth.
well,
Yeah,
we'll go
teeth, 10 teeth.
10 teeth. Again, survival check. Is anyone going to assist, like, with direction? Actually, maybe Aslan will assist you with the knowledge of dragons that he's read with the books that he got.
Okay.
So roll with advantage on the survival checks.
That one was a nat 20
No, 20. Well,
with the advantage.
yeah,
It was a
you go
19.
through with your short sword. Have you got a dagger at all, or just a short sword?
I just have short swords, I believe.
So you go with your short sword and you go along and you just...
I mean, I have an arrowhead.
Yeah, short sword would probably be better. You sort of pry each tooth as you go through. You break a couple as you go through, but for all intents and purposes, there's enough teeth there. You get the 10 teeth you need for the quest, and I'd say you gain another 6 extras.
Okay.
The next item was the hide, I believe.
20 pounds of hide.
20 pounds of hide. So again, survival check with advantage to take the hide.
Did you say 7 dragon teeth?
It's an extra 6.
Oh, 6. Okay. I'm scribbling this down in my notebook real quick because I know. Okay, so roll. Another nat 20 on the first roll. Oh my god.
Wow. Yeah, you've skinned enough animals that you know how to work hide and how to remove the hide from most animals. So dragon doesn't seem to be much different. The scale on the young dragon is not quite set as hard as an adult dragon, so it's still a lot more pliable. So it's actually a lot easier to skin than a larger dragon would be. So you quite easily gain your 20 pounds of dragon hide, and another 20 pounds extra.
And then lastly,
The heart.
the heart.
Right, the heart
This
will
is where I'm
take
gonna
some.
fuck
Yeah,
it
the
up.
heart will take some doing to get it in good order. So the DC is a little bit higher. So again, roll with advantage.
Oh god. Do I still have bless?
Bless would still be active, yeah, but I don't think you can use
Okay.
it on ability checks, can you? Was it just is it just saves and attacks?
It's let me just double check. I believe it is attack or saving throw.
Yeah, so it's not on
Okay.
ability check.
I just wanted to check.
It pays to.
Oh god, that one was a 6 total.
Is that with advantage?
No, it is. Yeah, 6 total with advantage.
Oh God.
Fuck.
What did you roll?
Wow.
I rolled a
Okay,
3 and a 2.
You're successful, but it takes you a long time. You've never seen a chest cavity like this before. It's way different. The heart's on the wrong side. It's in a weird place. You get the heart. You've nicked it a couple of times, so it's not in pristine order, but it would be serviceable, and you hope it's enough to fulfill the contract to the person's requirements. It'll complete your contract, but you may lose gold if it's not in the correct order. But you do successfully grab it. Once you place all the items within the bag, Aslan has the contract and again pulls it out to check, and indeed the contract has been completed. Well done, guys. You have defeated a black wormling dragon and harvested the necessary byproducts to service your contract.
Now,
Excellent.
I'd like
Now I'm
to
go
attempt.
to sleep for 5 minutes because I think I need to recover some of my strength.
I'd like to attempt to extract a wing bone from
Wing
this
bone?
dragon.
This won't be with advantage. This will be a straight roll. So just roll
Right.
a straight survival check.
I rolled a 17 plus 30
17.
20.
Nice.
30 20.
So yeah, so you
Fuck.
run your short sword up along the wing bone, and because each wing's about 7.5 feet. So you've got a pretty good chance. I mean, you take the bone easy enough. You've got skin and everything on it, so you'll have to deal with that later. But you managed to hack through and remove that portion of bone.
Well, seeing how he's fairly successful with getting the bone out, the wing leather, is that still in fairly good?
Yes, it is.
I vote we cut that off and maybe either sell it or get armor made out.
From the
idea.
wings.
Yeah, good idea.
Yeah,
You won't be able to
armor.
you won't be able to make armor from. Oh, you might be able to. It's definitely a lot thinner than the hide itself, so it wouldn't make any great armor. It would certainly make a standard leather armor,
Yeah,
but that would be about it. You certainly could sell it though.
yeah.
So would you like me to try to cut this apart?
Yeah, roll another survival check with advantage to remove the hide from the wings.
That's a 15 total.
So yeah, you get the equivalent of another 15 pounds of dragon hide from the wings.
He would like to just crudely walk fingers and claws off.
Yeah, go for it. You don't need to make a check for that. If you're just going to crudely.
He does so. And then he walks up to Gillian. And you know that scene in A Predator where the Predator uses the alien finger and scratches the mark? He does that to Gillian with the dragon's blood across his cheek, makes a symbol. You know, similar to the symbol I wear around my neck. And sort of scribbles it on there.
Well done, yeah.
Nice.
Gillian has been blooded.
Now,
you killed a party last time, Gillian, and now this time you've helped one. Hopefully this leads better for you in the future. And I keep the claw. I'm going to make something out of it later.
Yep, no worries. You do that. Just mark it down.
Um,
also approaches Gillian and, without saying a word, just gives you a nod of recognition, and then as he walks past you, just claps you on the shoulder and starts just sort of sits down with his glaive sort of folded in his arms, just taking a rest.
Just one more thing. Probably need Namaris's help for this. The horns.
The horns, dragon
Right,
horn,
you'll
yes.
give it a go.
Baby dragon horn.
It's got to be worth something, doesn't it?
Could be.
Is there one or two? 'Cause
There's
if
two.
we can get them both, we can have one.
So, who's going to attempt to remove the horns, Damaris?
Would that be a strength check?
Yeah, you could probably I'd make a strength check. I mean, you could take the whole head if you wanted to.
I was gonna say I want to cut the head off.
Or we could do that and we can get it mounted.
19.
19, yeah. Well,
Make it
you're
cute.
definitely strong
Make a
enough to
cute helmet.
remove the horn from the skulls, but you get both horns with a 19. So 2 dragon horns. Mark those down.
Could I cut the head off?
You won't have enough room to carry it in your pack.
Oh no! I was gonna ask Nemaris to take it for me.
You better ask her
I
because
was
she
planning
may
that.
say no.
Nemaris, can you carry something for me?
Depends what it is.
The head. Wink, wink.
I look at him and go, well, seeing as you did such a good job, I suppose I can do it for you. But if you let it get into the same state as that bloody hide you left with us, you better watch your...
Oh, I plan to let it rot to just bone. I'm gonna leave it somewhere, and so it's like a very good skull, not the hide.
Right,
and all.
yeah. So yeah, you can cut off the head, and Namaris has agreed to carry it. It'll take you a little while to get it because you've only got a short sword, so it would take you a little while to
Okay.
remove it, but it wouldn't be too hard.
Namaris have an axe.
Do you want me to roll for that or no?
Nah. I mean, for the sake of the story, you definitely you take half hour or so, and you'd be able to remove the head without too many hassles.
Cool.
So what are we doing with the critter in the cave?
My question exactly.
Hat, have you noticed it yet?
Well, you would have by now. I mean,
By now, maybe.
I
I
mean,
was getting hungry and thinking we needed a rest. Maybe it's a one-way ticket to a feed.
Well, let's go
it's
look
at
at
that.
this.
It's that at that point you notice that it has moved its position, so it appears to be living. It's not dead.
I'm going to
never
go
mind.
inquire the cage. Look at the cage.
So roll investigation check for me,
It's neat.
Nate. Roll a wisdom saving throw as well.
12.
12. So as you walk towards the cage, sort of looking around and looking towards the cage, you hear a voice, and again, it just comes to you from nowhere, and it's faint, but it's recognizable. A teasing voice. Gilly. Where are you, Gilly? Then you hear a scream, and you sort of blink and sort of look around, wondering if anyone else had heard it. But looking back at your party, they're sort of just they're looking at you, looking at the cage, they're doing what they were doing. It seems that only you've heard this. And you then notice, as you get closer to the cage, you see the creature more clearly as it sort of shifts and hears you coming, and it stands up, and you recognize it almost instantly. That same silvery grey panther you saw back at the Howling Mountains campsite. For a moment, though, you look into its eyes, and for a moment, for a split second, you swear that the eyes were human. But then in an instant, they're gone, and it's back to the beast's glowing red eyes. It sort of growls in your direction, but not aggressively, almost a greeting. Was that the dog?
I was just about to say, was that the dog, or did you do something on stream?
I think that was the dog.
Oh god,
Holy shit!
it's making noises for you.
But yeah,
think he's
so
having
yeah,
a
in an instant
dream.
they're gone. So you're now probably within 10 or 15 feet of the cage. Roll a Constitution saving throw for me.
Nat 1.
That one. You sneeze loudly, like massive sneeze. Like it echoes within the chamber. You sneeze again. Fucking hell. The dog just freaked out.
Holy crap!
You heard about a cat.
It must have.
Wake it up.
So yeah, it growls almost in a greeting, and then you sneeze once, twice, 3 times. You sort of collect yourself.
Yeah.
You collect yourself, and you approach the cage. You put your hand towards the cage and reach, just without even thinking about it, you just reach in and just gently stroke the cat's head and ears. And just you feel almost an instant bond to this animal. It's strange, but the cage is only tied with a rope, easily cut or untied depending on how you want to do it.
I'm gonna cut it open.
So you hack at the rope, you cut it open, the cage falls open. The cat sort of seems huge in this cage. The cage is sort of quite small, but as it walks out, it's a good sized animal. Comes and rubs up against your legs, sort of circles around you, and almost purrs. Not quite, but you get a sense that this animal, it's just a familiar kind of feeling to you. And yeah, the animal's not hurt at all, which is unusual. You'd expect that if it's been captured, it may have been captured by the kobolds and brought here as food for the dragon. You wouldn't assume the dragon has brought it here and put it in a cage. I mean, a dragon would, if it was going to go out and hunt, would hunt to eat. But yeah, so you now have your beast companion.
Hey.
So, do we think we maybe, I don't know how you guys are looking. I'm a bit low on energy when it comes to some more casting. Maybe we should take a bit of a rest here if everyone's happy.
I'm happy
Oh,
for
we've-
that. 'cause
we've,
some of it's
we've
stuff.
got
I mean,
one more thing to take.
And what's
One
that,
more thing. What?
Allosaurus?
That pile of treasure.
I was saying you do have
yes.
loot. Right, who wants to investigate the treasure pile?
I think we all
I
do.
will. I will.
Okay, so we'll do it as a party. So roll with advantage, investigation.
I got a 17.
17. So at the 17, you find in that pile of treasure there, you find 2,000 gold pieces.
That's a lot of gold.
2 times potion of healing, which is the standard, the common potion of healing.
Hang on, back up. So, how many gold?
2,000 gold pieces. Let me know when you're ready.
That's a lot of fucking gold.
That is a lot of gold. 2 potions of healing, which is the common one. Then you've got 2 potions of healing greater. You find 1 poisoner's kit. You also find that your DC was awesome. I mean, I had a few DCs set out for what you actually find. I think you found everything. So with a DC 17. So one vial of a greenish viscous liquid. Does anyone proficient in alchemy or anything like that? Or
No.
proficient in nature?
No.
Okay, so it's
I
just a
have
green
plus
It
one in
has
nature.
half proficiency.
half percent. Sorry, you cut off there. Bad.
It has half proficiency in nature.
Okay, roll a nature check to see if you recognise the liquid.
9.
9. You do not recognise the liquid, but it is a viscous green.
Guys, I don't know
in
what it
nature.
is.
So just mark it down as a liquid of green, or vial of green liquid shit stuff. You also find a vial of another viscous type liquid, which is dark red, almost metallic. Again, you're not. Again, with that nature, you wouldn't be sure what that is either. But mark that down. We do find a very well-crafted lute made from a fine cedar stained in a dark red with steel strings and a strange gadget attached.
Het, that's all yours.
What the hell was that?
I
I will take it.
It's just a very well-crafted lute. Yeah, you would probably.
right.
Yeah, you were probably going to have to get it identified. But it's got steel strings and it has a strange gadget attached at the bridge. Something you've not seen before.
Right. I'll write that down.
You also find when I find where's my notes? I just had them there. You also find a pair of finely crafted daggers in sheaths on a belt. The handles are bone and carved with symbols depicting what looks like a whirlwind or tornado-like designs.
I'll take that.
Okie dokie.
All yours.
So that would be you, wouldn't it?
Again, is anyone proficient in Arcana by any chance?
No.
It is.
You could probably perform an Arcana check to see if they are possibly magical. You wouldn't be able to determine what they are, but you'd be able to determine whether the loot or the daggers are indeed of arcane nature.
Yes, I rolled a 13.
13. You sit there, but you're sort of looking at them, and you trace a couple of arcane symbols, and both the loot and the daggers do give off a faint magical essence. So they are indeed magical.
Excellent.
So
These
just
things are magical.
Awesome. So just to recap, 2 potions of healing.
Yes.
2 greater potions of healing.
Yes.
Green Vicious.
The green Vicious liquid. Yep.
Yep. And dark red fluid.
You forgot the poison.
And you got a poisoner's kit as well. With that DC roll as well, just for the sake of the story, because we're pretty much 9:30, the chests and scrolls and that you found, as you rummage through those, you also discover a series of scrolls written. What language does everyone speak? I know you speak Draconic, Het. Does anyone
Goblin,
speak
Corey,
Infernal?
Undercommon.
Yes,
No.
me.
Okay. So the scrolls are in Draconic and Infernal, so you've got a mix. Do you want to read them, or you want to save them for later?
We can read them.
Okay. So
Yeah, let's read
just
them.
having a quick sort of browse over it. Whether Alessandros or Het reads them, either one. You open a couple of scrolls, and one of them is talking about an ancient prophecy that would have an unspeakable evil released onto the material plane. The first wave would usually entail lower fiends being released into the material planes, such as succubi, incubi. The dead shall rise from around the realm. A spate of undead creatures would wreak havoc across the lands. Second wave would see the underdark creatures venturing from the depths to terrorize the surface, such as Durgar, things like the Umber Hulk coming from the underdark and just terrorizing the surface. Third phase would unleash such as the mighty beholder into the realms, and other demons from the realms of hell would also be unleashed. Fourth and final phase would see a mighty Balor tear a rift open from the nine hells and try and reach material plane sunder, releasing all manner of demons into this world. Essentially, all things of evil alignment would seek to take hold, plunging the world into darkness and chaos. The scroll's unclear on the exact source of the prophecy. Someone roll a hit, or Elisonus roll a history check for me. Probably hit. You'd probably have more of an understanding of things, considering your father's background.
I sure do. 19.
19. You've read about the first great emergence in this realm, where the great dragons rose up and virtually destroyed the world. A war that lasted 20 years. Humanoids were victorious in the end, but only just, and at huge losses. The realm took 500 years to fully recover. The dragon stables in Valond is evidence of this past, with the dragon riders and things like that. Dragons have not been seen often on this plane of existence anymore. Once in a while, usually found, but mainly found as young and killed before reaching maturity. Essentially what you guys have done here. So that is pretty much what the rest of this chest is. Just it's old scrolls, nothing overly interesting, mostly histories about Paradym and about the first emergence, and a little bit of information on some fiends and devils. Nothing overly interesting.
Would I like to take that for Thorfinn?
You could take it with you, definitely.
I might just take that with
I
me.
mean, thought you would know a little bit about it as well. You've been told stories about it. Thorfinn does have a vast knowledge of the histories of Paradym. He is the head mage of the realm. So, and he's an elf. He's been around for a long time. And
Question.
Yes.
How much does the 7-foot bone weigh?
I would say wet with skin on, still probably 22 pounds, 25 pounds, give or take.
Okay. Oh God, nope.
Nope, you can't carry it.
I'm over capacity.
You just lose 10 feet on your movement speed.
Oh, okay.
You're over encumbered, so that would just it affects your movement speed.
So how big's this thing?
The dragon.
No, the wing bit that he.
Oh, the wing bit, the bone that he took.
Yeah.
7 foot long.
It should fit.
In the bag of holding? Yep.
Yeah.
Does that mean I can put this bloody dragon head in there as well?
Yes.
Yeah,
Probably.
'cause
Actually, probably put
would
the
just
dragon.
rot
You could
off.
probably put the dragon head into the bag of colding, which you got with the quest, because that is designed to preserve flesh. So you probably
So
better.
anything dragon-like
So
that we want to
anything
preserve,
that
let's whack it
anything
in
that you
there.
don't want to rot on your travel back, I would suggest putting into that one, because it will
Hide.
hold it.
I have 20 pounds of hide I want to put in there, guys.
Yeah.
Come on.
So that would
Good
be your
idea.
best. That would be your best option there. So Aslan has that, and he's happy to let you use it.
So our gold tally at the moment is 2,300 gold,
Nice.
3 silver, 1 diamond equaling 100 gold.
Awesome. So that is where we will call it, guys. It is just after 10:30. Well done. Well done indeed. We will
Sweet.
tally up some XP.
Yay, Gillian
1
didn't kill us.
second. No, Gillian didn't kill you.
Oh, you hush.
I thought Gillian's carry story is great.
That was awesome.
Damn it, I didn't get to kill Gillian.
And I have a pet now.
So that would be
That's
a
true.
total of. We got there. We'll make it. How many of you? 5. 500. We'll give you 500 XP each.
Excellent, thank you.
No worries. I will give Azalan his manage experience.
Man, I hope I roll better for my bloody health next time. My HP. Jesus, it rolled low.
Yeah,
last
you
time.
rolled the lowest out of everyone, I think.
Yep, I definitely rolled low because I rolled a fucking 1.
Oh wow. Yeah, because
I'm honest to the bone.
Aslan is on 33. Gillian's on 28. Yeah, you're on 18. You're the lowest hit points out of the whole group.
Yeah, I didn't cap 20. Luckily, I don't get in the fray too often.
No, well, you're smart about it. You hang back.
It's okay. I'll protect you.
It's my job. I think.
Right. Do we take a long rest?
You can. You got basically. We'll say you guys take a long rest. Long rest here. We'll pick up pretty much from here in 2 weeks.
I have a question.
Because there is still other places you can explore here before you leave.
Yeah,
if you
yeah. I was
choose.
gonna say I don't want to go anywhere else.
You can take a rest in this room. You can close the door and you can actually lock it from your side. It is barred. Actually, on that investigation check too, you guys would have discovered a secret passage as well. But we'll pick it up in 2 weeks.
Just tonight. So, Gillian, what have we learnt about this?
Yes,
Well,
what have we
what?
learnt about chests and things?
You know what? I think the 3 of us.
Open them all,
Fuck. as soon
approach
as we
them
heard what
all, and kill dragons afterwards.
That was awesome. That was fun. That was good though. I mean, you guys did well. I factored it into that XP. I factored in bonus XP for roleplay because the roleplay was awesome again tonight. Trash, you did well, buddy. Definitely,
Thank you.
definitely sort of. You're moving in the right direction, so you're doing well there. But yeah, the interaction with the characters tonight was awesome. I mean, I'm struggling to remember exactly what Aslan is like. I know he's a bit fucking broody, so it's kind of hard to sort of play his character. But I think he didn't really do a hell of a lot in the role play, which is pretty much how I like to keep it because I'd rather him do it. That's why, Namaris, when you asked the question you did, I sort of just left it pretty
So
open.
I said we'll pick that up at the pub later.
Yeah. So, but yeah. So apart from that, good effort, guys. You've managed to take down a mimic, and a black dragonling, a couple of kobolds.
Let's be fair, those poor little kobolds.
Oh,
didn't
those first two
really
didn't even
stand
stand
much
a
of
chance, and they've got bugger.
Nope.
They have an average of 5 HP. I mean, they just don't have a lot of hit points at all. I mean, you may strike in the future kobolds that are a bit more beefier, but generally kobold slaves and such don't have huge HP, so they didn't stand a chance.
See, now
That's
Namaris was
okay.
really bad.
I forgot
'cause
to
she was
ask.
sla-
Dang it, I forgot to ask.
You forgot to ask what?
Did we kill Half-Life or Whole Life?
No,
No, I didn't
no.
get.
No one bothered to check whether they recognised any of the kobolds or not. So you don't
I was
know.
gonna say it. That's what
So
I
I'm
was,
not gonna say yes or no
because
because you just don't know.
We're in a pretty whole nother area though, really.
Yeah, you're in a whole nother realm. And
Mind
it's
you,
only
we found
been
the cat that was
well,
there.
it's only been a few days. Well, it's been probably no, I don't think it'd be in anywhere near the situation. You don't know. Anything's possible.
Righto, team, I better go because I got an early start. So
No
I'll see you
worries,
next time.
Space. We'll
Good night,
catch up
bud. See ya.
next time, whether your game or we'll come down and just catch up.
And
Yep.
had some
Yeah.
fun next fortnight.
Yeah, buddy. I'm planning some fun too.
Well done, guys. Thank you so
Pretty good.
much. And chat again.
See you guys.
Later, bud. Chat
See
again.
ya.
Thank you so much for hanging out with us again tonight. I really appreciate you stopping by. We've had a fun time. I hope you've enjoyed yourselves as well. I hope you were entertained. I know I was. It was funny. We will be back again in 2 weeks' time, which will be the 23rd of this month for episode 7, Paradym's Bold, where we will pick up where our adventurers will pick up at the Abandoned Keep 2nd level after their long rest. And yeah, so thanks once again. You will now see my new thanks screen. And we'll see you on Monday for some games, guys. Tomorrow night, we'll be playing some games, 7:30 New Zealand time. Come and hang out. We'll play some games, have a laugh. Till then, bye.
Bye.